Friday night. I'm just gonna come up there and show up. Y'all know what I do. I put on great performances, so God willing, I'm definitely gonna. Y'all know what I do. I put on great performances, so God willing, I'm definitely gonna get the belt, of course. But I'm gonna just go in there and show up and just do what I've been doing. Everybody here right now here because of the business, man, and they know that I put on great performances. They know I'm an entertainer at the end of the day, but they also know I'm very mean in that ring, as well as y'all know that. So I hope your Ukrainian men is there watching you too, because that other guy that said 135, he could be next too.
Я тебе желаю удачи, братишка. I wish you good luck. We're going to leave it right there. Carl, thank you for sitting in with us all afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. This is our main event, 12 rounds for the WBO Lightweight Championship of the World. Make sure you tune in. We begin at 5 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+, and then we move over to the network ESPN at 9 o'clock. We're going to leave it right there. As always, this is boxing. This is Top Rank.
Hey,
we'll see you
Kim.
tomorrow night right here for weigh-in.
Let me turn this down because I'm definitely running this back. I'm going to assume maybe you was listening in. I don't know if you're at work or not. To this Keyshawn mess that just went down. Hey, Deacon, you right. You dang Skippy, bro. It's going down, Deacon Dollars. Hey, KG, how you doing? Man, I hope you guys was just listening to that. I hope you guys was just listening to that press conference. If not, I'm going to run a little bit of it back. Hey, Aunt McQueen, what's going on, fam? Let me turn on a little bit of this music that comes with this app. Look, I don't know what the hell is going on with Mr. Berinchyk. I had a feeling they did a little photo op the other day, and it was crazy. I just had a feeling there was a little bit of something behind the little gentleman who was splitting them up. I don't want to call that punk no gentleman. But yeah, it's a mess going on in the New York streets today. Oh, it ain't like that, fam. I'm gonna rewind. Let me give a few seconds to get a few more people in here, and we gonna run that back because I haven't been on IG today, and I definitely ain't been on Twitter in about a week or two. So apparently, Berinchyk and his little party sent Keyshawn a nice little gift. I'm saying nice, but I don't mean it. More like nasty. Nasty. Not just yet. Finishing. Okay, sis. Yeah, I was trying to get on here to change my picture for my live, but it's all good. I could do that some other time. I will just go on for the folks who gonna come in, fall in later. So be it. Yeah, we're gonna run this back. Obviously, I ain't gonna run back the actual video. I would love to do that for y'all. We're gonna run back what was said. You guys let me know if you can hear this though. I'm gonna turn it up. Okay. Hey, pray for Crazy. What's going on, fam?
Там змінилося. Так, тренувався і готувався до захисту.
I was training all the time and was preparing myself for the defense.
Can you hear Deacon Dollars? Can you all
Just
hear?
like that. No change in day-to-day life, carrying the strap around.
В Україні йде війна, і нічого там не змінилося, крім обстрілів щоденних і ракет і бомб.
Nothing changed too much because we're having war in Ukraine, and the rockets coming, the bombs exploding. So, unfortunately, it didn't change much.
Listen, the entire boxing community supports the Ukraine. We stand with you guys, and we understand that it's a tough situation.
It's
and
coming.
We are absolutely with you there, 100%. I want to bring in the businessman, Keyshawn Davis, 12-0, one decision, one no decision, 8 knockouts. Listen, the last time we saw you, your hometown, they turned out. How special was that experience for you to put on a show like that in your backyard, surrounded by family? And here we are.
First, I'd like to thank God, give all God the glory for getting us all here safely. Thank God for waking us up this morning, giving us another day to say, and the new. But I want to address the fact that this guy came to America to give me bananas and watermelon with a note on it. It's unprofessional, and I feel like it's racist, and you just made this fight a little more personal.
Take that a step further, Keyshawn, just so everybody at home understands what you're talking about.
Y'all heard what I said. This man brought a box of bananas and a watermelon. He brought a box of bananas and a watermelon to America to get to my room, to bring to my room, and I took it as racist. So I got something for you.
He's saying there was a delivery to his room, a box of bananas and
look at his coach face. Look at his coach face.
Хочу сказати, що я не розмовляю і тим паче не пишу. Я бачив його пости в Instagram. Нічого немає особистого для нього.
First thing I want to say that I don't speak English and I don't write English because I saw his message on the media. It's weird just even to mention this. Some people with bad intentions looking for some hype made this now it's.
He ain't say all that.
Listen, my man.
Look, Mark. Y'all did it. It's okay that y'all did it. I'm gonna whoop your ass for it. So just come Friday night, just know what's gonna happen to the both of you.
Let me.
Champ. No, you. It's not your show. It's his show. Let him talk.
Yeah, this dude's a piece
Сначала
of shit.
пускай сделает вес, чтобы был в весе, и тогда мы примем решение в пятницу с ним на ринге.
First thing you need to do is to make a weight. And afterwards, Friday.
Mark, ask your question.
We're
gonna
sort it out.
Go ahead, ask your questions.
Heard. We're moving on. Listen,
And that's exactly what he wrote in the note too. But we ain't gonna talk about that.
Keyshawn, I want to get back to the fight here. We're the mecca of boxing.
All right, look, that's damn enough right there. Just hey man, that messed up my whole breakdown that I wanted to do. Very, very upsetting. Yeah, it's about to go down, y'all. Yeah, that messed up my whole little breakdown because I wanted to try to be fair and unbiased towards this turd, but again, it was enough already from the other day. I don't know if you guys saw some of this little interaction they had when they were taking some pictures and Keyshawn grabbed his belt. Let me see what you're saying, sis. I need for Keyshawn to keep that same energy. That's right. with the shit lion Ryan beat. Girl, look, wait. I seen something about that. I hadn't gotten a chance to look into it, but I saw someone make one of those comments in the live chat today saying that he apparently gave up support again for Ryan. Yeah, I know, Deacon Dollars. I know. So yeah, he grabs this man's belt, and they had to get in between because it apparently it pissed Mr. Dennis off, and y'all know Keyshawn how he get down. He be playing. He's serious, but he be playing, and truly, I don't think he means any harm. But it pissed Dennis off, and it pissed his little entourage off. One of the gentlemen in his entourage looked like a straight WS. Y'all know what that means. They think they're supreme. And, he got in between. You could tell he was super annoyed. Also, oh, geez, Louise, y'all. Ooh, they made it hard for me because I'm feeling some kind of way. This is another fight that I've been wanting to see. Mr. Slava Spomer versus Xander Zayas. They didn't have no funk. They just stared each other down. It wasn't nothing like the other two here. But, yeah, it was crazy. Oh, Jesus. Look, this is supposed to be my breakdown for my picks. And I'm going to start with the undercard. As I was going to, I just don't know what the hell I'm going to do when I get down to the main card, which is what I wanted to do last because, yeah, I'm pretty pissed off. Cameron, if you can tell me where can I find the comment Keyshawn made in reference to Lion Riri, the POS. If you could tell me. Okay. So to start off with my, oh Lord, let me get a screenshot first of the card, and then I'll share that with y'all. I didn't even get a chance to put all my slides in here because I was like, look, I hope somebody's listening to this bullshit. Because it was just, yeah, very upsetting. Man, it had me shaking. It had me shaking. Let me see here. Add another image. Okay. So, our undercard here, the main or co-main is going to be Xander Zayas and Slava Spomer out of Germany. I've spoken about Slava before. He beat one of the guys I talked about a couple of times in my French Connection videos, Milan Pratt. He's a pretty decent fighter. Actually, he's like just a classic boxer. He has a very good output, decent punch selection, head movement. I found out he's training with Roy Jones Jr., which I thought was pretty interesting because if you've seen this man's style, if you've seen his style, he is like it would fit. And again, I'm praying he does not actually come in there trying to fight like Roy Jones Jr. Roy has had a few fighters that did that, including Eubanks, Chris Eubanks, and that was a horrible look. He looked way better when he went back to boxing under Bomac. Like the only person who's gonna fight like Roy is Roy. He also had a Caucasian gentleman. I can't remember his name, and he did all right for a minute, but it's not a good look. Let Roy be Roy, and y'all do you. I think Kevin Newman does pretty good under Roy, but interestingly enough, yes, Roy will be in his corner Friday night. Um, he I put no. It's no telling what he what he picked up, meaning for Roy, and I just okay. So I'll also go to Zayas. Xander is athletic. He's very accurate with good counters, and he follows them up with combos, and he knows when to turn up. Um, Xander's record is 20-0. Let me see here with 12 knockouts, and Slawa is also 20-0 with 11 knockouts. So he's not a puncher like that. Again, he throws a lot of shots though. He works. Thank you, sis. Let's see what we're looking at right here. Okay. I don't know if I could open that here, and it's not letting me select it. It's on YouTube though. Hey Mo, how you doing? Dang, that's kind of foul. Okay. I'm gonna figure out timestamp around 6:46. Oh, here we go. I can see it on my phone. It's on Fight Hub. I don't know if I could show theirs, but we could listen to it. Ain't nothing wrong with listening to it, right? So I'm gonna try to multitask while I pull up this video so we can hear it. So yeah, Slawa has 11 knockouts. He's orthodox. He's 5'10", and I think he's 32. Xander, we know he's young, 22, 5'10" with the 74-inch reach, and it doesn't give Slawa's reach. I'm gonna pick Xander for that. I just definitely think that it's not gonna be an easy fight by any means for Zayas, because Slawa, again, he is a good boxer. He has good head movement, and when I noticed their height difference, it's not going to be hard for him to get inside and work Zayas. And I'm trying to think. Zayas is his arm reach. It may be able to keep him on the outside, but Slava is good enough to get inside. And yeah, he can work. We're gonna see. We're gonna see how it pans out. I'm gonna say Xander for the win, but it's not gonna be easy. It looks like the next one up is it says Vito Milnicki here, but I have Jared Anderson and Marios Colias, 10-round heavyweight fight. We a lot of times we talk. Hey D1, how you doing, fam? Oh yeah, yeah. I be trying to do a little something. Jared Anderson, we talk a lot of stuff about Jared sometimes in our little circle, in our space. But to be honest, I still have a thing. I want to have a young black heavyweight champion for the U.S. I would love that. We saw what happened with with Bacoli. Jared, he's still a good fighter. I didn't even realize he had the amateur background that he does. He's 17-1, 15 knockouts, and his one loss was by knockout. 25, 6'4", 78.5-inch reach. He's going to be fighting a gentleman by the name of Marios Kolias. He is out of Greece, fighting out of Sweden, 33, 6'3.5". Doesn't, of course, they never give a reach for him, but I'm sure it's comparable, maybe a little shorter. Hey, Joseph Townsend, how you doing, fam? Marios is 12 with 3 losses, 1 draw. 10 of those wins had 10 knockouts. One of his losses was by knockout. So when I looked at film on Kolias, he's a decent fighter. And you guys you're familiar with the fact that when we talk about these European fighters and we watch film on them, they're not on par with the Americas. And when I say the Americas, I don't simply mean the United States, but South America, the islands, even the Canadian people, even though a lot of them are out of Europe. But it's something about when they come over here, especially the United States proper, that we're just different. And so his level of competition, it ain't been all that. But that being said, he's still not a bad fighter. He can be defensive. He covers up very well under fire. He has a varied punch selection, and he will go to the body, but he's kind of slow. But he will let his hands go. Hey, Tay Tay. Hey, Boo Boo. How you doing? It's good to see you. So with Jared, I feel like he's still growing, but he does know how to work levels. And he has a awesome IQ. If you really watch some of his fights, even the fight with Charles Martin, again, and I didn't realize he had the amateur background that he has. He is actually a good fighter. Let me do this here and try to get my little self back on this screen so I can talk to y'all. So yeah, he's a good fighter. He's still growing. He has a very good punch selection as well. He will go to the body, and he can capitalize with all that he has going on. But he's got to protect his chin, especially because he is a switch hitter. So especially when he's in southpaw, Jared, I believe he could stop this man. Like I said, the last time I did not see him on. Let me see. Hey, y'all. I didn't see him on. Shit, if I could get this together for y'all. I didn't see him on the card a couple of days ago, but they put him back on. So I'm glad to see that. Praying that he wasn't at the press conference today either. I'm praying that he will go through with this fight. We want to see Jared. I want to see Jared win. We haven't been hearing about him and I think he'll stop him for sure. We haven't been seeing him in legal drama, which I'm very thankful for. We ain't been hearing about him being messy, talking stuff since he had that little baby. You know, babies change people. And that's a lot of times it's for the better, especially when people choose to be responsible. And that goes for Mr. Keyshawn too. I'm glad these guys are doing what they need to do. And I hope that he stays in boxing, y'all. We all know he said he was trying to hurry up and get out the game. Something inside of me says it's a little bit different. Thank you, sis. I need some of that blue lipstick, man. Woo! My sis Cam is fire with that blue lipstick. Y'all don't even understand. Woo! Okay, so again, Jared by knockout. I can't give you no round. I ain't gonna be able to do it. So here we also have Vito Milnicki Jr. versus Connor Coyle, and Vito is 20 with one loss, and he lost to someone named James Martin. That was back in 2021. He has 12 knockouts in his 20 wins. Connor Coyle is out of the UK. He is 21-0 with 9 knockouts. So we know right off the bat, he's not a puncher. And again, what I said about some of these European fighters sticks, his level of competition is nothing compared to what Vito has been fighting over here. Hey D-Man, how you doing? How you doing, fam? So with Vito, he's very fundamentally sound. He has good combinations, and he's very consistent. I would just consider him a very measured fighter. He's very young, but he's been boxing, I think, since he was 7. He's 22 years old, 6 foot with the 70-inch reach, and he's serious. He's serious about the game. He fights under Ronnie Shields. So he's very consistent, very classic boxer, very good style, right? With Connor Coyle, he is 34 years old, orthodox, 6 foot even. And again, they never want to give their reach. Connor is, he's actually Irish, but he's basic, y'all. He's so basic. And I say that, but he also, he does throw combinations. He can throw them at the levels, and he does let his hands go. Do I see him being a problem for Vito Milnicki? Hell no, not at all. There's so many fights I watched of his where he, aside from being basic, he still weren't really doing nothing with that. I know Vito is good. He has more strength in him, and I believe just more IQ and experience. Even though they have the same amount of fights, and Vito has 1 loss, I still have Vito winning that fight. I think he can knock this man out for sure. Like, I don't think it's gonna be a problem at all because he is that he's that good and technical. He can knock this man out. So our next fight down here on the line is, I'm not doing that, Juanita Lopez de Jesus versus Brian Santiago. I ain't even gonna lie, they're 4-round bantamweight fight. I didn't even look into that, y'all. I will enjoy it, but I ain't choosing to break it down. Then now next we got my guy here, and I think that's everybody's guy now. Abdullah Mason versus Manuel Jaimes, right? Love Abdullah. Been loving Abdullah since about his 4th fight. I don't think he is. He's still doing like 8 rounds, 8-round lightweight bout. I don't like calling him a prospect no more. He has 16 fights under his belt. They babying him along. I have a feeling about that, and it does piss me off. I'm not even gonna lie. But I just don't want to look at him as a prospect anymore. We know his last fight, he fought a guy named Johan Vasquez. He was knocked down twice in the 1st round. And then Vasquez went down in rounds 1 and 2. He ended up knocking that fool out, rightfully so. Abdullah is 16 with 14 knockouts, no losses. He's 20 years old. He's 5 foot 9 inches with a 74-inch reach. Manuel Jaimes is 16-2 with 1 draw. 16 of his wins are by 11 knockouts. So he's never been knocked out, though. He's 24. He's 5'6". He's out of Stockton, California. Why they don't have this man's reach on there, I don't know. I think he is the man. In the press conference today, he said the only change he plans to make is listening to his corner, which I thought he did, but that's very telling. Maybe he was not listening to his corner. Abdullah is a puncher. He's fast. He's precise. He's a body snatcher. He has very good leverage and angles. He has a mean streak that I love. He has good feet, but he too needs to protect his chin. He needs to work on being more. He needs to work on being defensive, especially as he's withdrawing or disengaging. It says to be weary of being repetitious, because in that fight with Johan, he kept catching him going out as he was disengaging. He kept catching Abdullah doing the same thing. So Abdullah needs to mix it up. Do not be the same. Do not allow these guys to time you and figure out your patterns, right? Manuel Jaimez, he can fight in the Mexican style, or he can outbox or box on the outside. He doesn't do well with educated pressure. Like, I've seen some fighters that knew what they were doing and pressing him, not just coming forward, swinging all wild. He doesn't do well. He doesn't respond well. He throws a lot of hooks, especially left hooks to the head, left hooks to the body. Hopefully, the Masons obviously will be doing film study of their own, so they'll know these things. I call him a semi-wildling. I call people that be swinging all. I don't like looping shots, so when you get in there and get to a windmill, I don't like that. You're a wildling. He's a little controlled in that, but yeah. Anyway, I believe I have Abdullah knocking him out. Obviously, I do have him knocking him out. I think it'll be pretty dang easy. He just has to be defensively responsible, because this guy has 11 knockouts himself. He can catch Abdullah. We've seen he has a chin, but why test that? Why test that? I don't think that's necessary. So our next fight we have on here, you guys, this is going to be good. This was going to be, I think, personally, on the level of what we saw on the Benavidez and Morrell card, as far as Isaac Cruz and Cuellar. And that is going to be Rohan Polanco versus Juan Carlos Torres. Man, look. I think this is going to be the banger, the true banger, aside from the main card, because especially after what went down today, yeah, it's going to be, they're going to go ham. Rohan Polanco is 14-0 with 9 knockouts. He is out of the Dominican Republic, and he's 26 years old, 5'10", Orthodox fighter. Juan Carlos, he's 22-1. That one loss, he was knocked out, and his 22 wins, he has 17 knockouts. And now I question myself, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with Darwin Price, but Darwin is the one who knocked him out. And this was shortly after he was signed to the money team. And Darwin went ham on Floyd Mayweather, asking him, you should have, telling him, you should have signed me. Should have signed. He didn't. But anyway, It doesn't give an age for Juan Carlos. Again, he's out of Puerto Rico, 5'8", 67-inch reach. Um, hmm. With Juan Sean Carlos, he definitely fights in a Puerto Rican type style, but he's a puncher, he's an outboxer, but he's a patient. He's a patient fighter. He can be, and he has power. He's not really flashy to me, like a David Morrell. So, with that said, he's a little bit more measured in his style, but he does have power and he can fight. And these are welterweights. With Polanco, and again, I was wondering why would they pair them up with but Rohan Polanco is good, man. Super strong. He's Dominican. He has good counters, good power. He's also patient. He's especially in the beginning of a fight. It's like he's just measuring you, and I don't mean in the sense where everybody says like Tank is downloading. It's almost like he's biding his time. It's interesting to watch him. He's relaxed, which is very important. He chooses his shots. He has good body shots, and he throws with mean intentions. For me, this fight, because I think it's gonna be such a good fight, it's gonna be a toss-up for who I have to choose. I think anybody could win this. I guess if I really had to lean in a direction, I'm gonna choose the younger Dominican fighter. I'm gonna choose Rohan Polanco. I think he could do this. It's gonna be such a good fight. I do believe, and I do believe he can knock this dude out. I really do. If anybody feels differently, I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking. If any of you guys are familiar with these two fighters, right? The next fight, Delonte Tiger Johnson versus Quayshawn Toller. I think that's his last name, Toller. Delonte Tiger, 14-0, 6 knockouts under his belt, 26 years old, 5'11", 71-inch, reach, out of Cleveland, Ohio, right? Quayshawn Toller, 32 years old. Well, let me start there. He's 17-3, with 12 knockouts under his belt. He's 32 years old, orthodox, 5'8". He's also out of Ohio, Cincinnati, right? He's out Cincinnati. So, I couldn't find a lot of. Let me see what my sister said. So it's helpful for me. I'm still learning. Man, I'm learning some of these on the fly myself, Kim. I just figure I can help people such as yourself, or people who be in work and don't have time to be looking all this stuff. Plus, I just enjoy looking at the film. But yeah, I think that last fight, it could be 50-50. It's a toss-up. Quayshawn Toller. I couldn't find a lot of film on him, you guys. It looks like they were pegging him to be some great dude. So maybe some of you guys from around the area, drop it in the comments later if you are not in here live. Maybe you guys are familiar with this guy, Quayshawn. It looks like he has a lot of support, but from what I saw, I really was not totally impressed. I even have feelings about Tiger, man. Tiger is kind of inconsistent. He has gotten better, though, I feel like, since he employed Prentice Brewer. and that is also the coach for Jared Anderson. The last time I checked, even though we saw Sugar Hill in his corner for the Bacoli fight, I do believe they both fight under Prentice Brewer. Yeah, there's a correspondence, I guess. I'm just yakking. That's all I'm doing. I'm over here yakking. Um, um, Let me see. I think I did a breakdown for these two. Okay, yeah. So with Quayshawn, all I saw was that he would let his hands go. I think it was like 2 fights, and they were local fights where the person's filming up under the ropes. It really wasn't um, a lot for me to see. I did see somebody press him back though. At first, he came out like he was big and bad. He was punching, throwing a lot of shots. It really didn't look all that professional, in my personal opinion. The guy got back at him and he backed him down, and basically he shut him up. He shut him up. He shut him down. I think he ended up actually winning and knocking the guy out, but it was not a good look. Um, with Tiger, he can be fast. He can be explosive. He throws good jabs and jabs with follow-ups, with combinations. He's pretty accurate. He has a good form and technique, but he looks tight, you guys. He looks like he's loading up on his shots, like he's tense. He's not relaxed a lot of times in his fighting style. Again, he has improved, but he's not consistent. It's like he's hot and cold. Sometimes he'll perform well, and then sometimes it's like he just cannot get out of second gear. Hey, Steph Brown, how you doing, fam? Let's see what my brother said. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm yakking. You know how I'll be talking. Most High be with you too, great brother. Yeah, so again, with Tiger, I haven't beaten the Quayshawn guy. I don't know that he'll knock him out. Again, Tiger's not a knockout artist. His KO percentage is 42. So thank you, Steph. It's not, and it's because he's tense. He loads up. If you watch him, he looks like he should be hurting something. He's throwing with a lot of, I can't even say power, because if you were throwing with power, these guys would be bloodied up. They'd be getting knocked out. You're throwing with a lot of gusto, and it looks a certain way, but you're not really doing no damage to these guys. At the end of the day, it ends up making them tired. It takes energy. You're supposed to be in there relaxed and fluid. Yes, because he's not fluid, and he is stiff and tense. So we go to the main card. Again, very upsetting what I saw. If you guys are not familiar with what took place at the press conference, like I said, I know some of you guys at work. Apparently, Dennis Berinchyk sent Keyshawn a box of watermelon and bananas. Very pompous. Really, I'm just said it straight up. He's an asshole. It was very assholish of him, the way he was conducting himself. Blessings to my sis, Queen 71. Salute to you, beautiful. Man, yeah, I do. It makes it hard for me to do my breakdown, but a little time has passed. And I did find the interview, Cammy. I found it. Maybe we should listen to that first because I'm not really happy knowing that I'm not happy knowing he's supporting Ryan. And now and the title is Keyshawn Davis says Ryan beats.
Here with them.
I don't. Let me heard enough. Keyshawn Davis says Ryan Garcia beats Haney again in the rematch. So, Let me see. I'm hoping for a good match. If Dennis wants to prove anything, he'll have to defend his title out of the gate. And what he did, yes. May the better man win. I agree. And at the end of the day, that's what it's gonna boil down to, Steph. Yeah. So I shared that with you guys that Dennis has been a racist POS, him and his little camp. But with that said, I want to hear what Keyshawn Davis says. This is my first time hearing it as well with some of you. Some of you may have heard this already. We're going to have a listen and see what Keyshawn says. I can't understand for the life of me why our people are throwing support behind Brian. And I am very upset that I've been very happy with Turkey, but I had to draw a line right here, man. Why is Ryan headlining a card, first of all, against Rolly of all people? You know, why is he getting, I say, an easy fight? Some of you guys may feel a little bit different. Maybe you feel like Rolly has improved. He's changed a little bit. But really, Ryan's supposed to be this badass. Let them tell it. He's just a world beater. He beating everybody. Like, this dude ain't even freaking making 140, man. Which is why they're not fighting at 140. And then the audacity to put Devin under that. Like, that's very problematic for me. The whole situation that happened with Ryan and Devin, it had me feeling some kind of way, you guys. I had to totally disengage from videos, from social media where I was seeing the behavior again of our people, the behavior of other people groups. And I would hear a little bit and then it just made me feel some kind of way. Sometimes I think I take on feelings. I don't take on the feelings of the wickedness that was displayed, but it broke me down. I couldn't deal with that. In the beginning, I would argue with people, but I don't like to argue with dummies. I don't like debates for that reason. Blessings to my beautiful sister, Chiquila Fields. Blessings to you. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you. I don't like to argue with people. I'm gonna say what I say. You're gonna say what you say, and I'm done with it. I don't go back and forth with people. And a lot of these people were flat out idiots. I don't argue with dummies. I just don't do that. Keyshawn just has to throw punches with and after Dennis. I agree. But with his power, absolutely, he will be countering. Going to be a long night because both are talented. Yes. And both have good feet. I do believe Dennis has better feet. Rolly is bad television and Ryan is everywhere. Man, can't make weight and is unprofessional. Bad look reminds me I need to sharpen. Okay. Okay. So yeah. See what my sis says. I feel your pain makes you look sad. I don't even look at him. I'm not even gonna grace you by looking at you. So yeah, it was very upsetting to see our people. I expect that from other people groups because I know who we are and I understand that people do not like us. We are the salt of the earth. It is what it is, whether you like it or not. We are a specific group of people, and ask yourself, why does everybody and I'll just keep it boxing. Why does everybody study the American boxer? Why does everybody create a style excuse me, around beating the American boxer? It's a reason for that. We are a certain group of people. um I'm gonna let this play. Keyshawn Davis says Ryan Garcia beats Devin Haney again in a rematch. And you know what? He's entitled to his opinion, but we gonna check it out and listen. I hope it's not too loud. Shout out to Fight Hub TV.
Hayes with the Mighty Fight Hub TV here with the businessman Keyshawn Davis on the cusp of the biggest fight in his career versus Berinchyk, fighting for a title. Keyshawn, talk to us about it, man. How you feeling?
Shit, I feel good, man. I feel blessed to be here.
We see you go through some things over the years, fight back from adversity, man, and now all of a sudden here, a clean-spirited guy, man. Talk to us about the journey getting here, bro. We've seen you do. Never that you were a bad kid, but we've seen you really come out of your shell, man, and show us what kind of light that you have inside your soul. Talk to us about that.
I mean, shoot, when I first came into the game, like I was like doing a lot of trash talking, and I was just like showing like the Norfolk Keyshawn, like just where I come from. And I just wanted to show like how tough I was, and I ain't here to be no pushover and all that type of stuff. I was 22, 21 years old, you know what I'm saying? So I was a young adult, but as you just, stay in this game and you just keep doing the same things over and over again, of course you're supposed to change, and you're supposed to change for the better, And first things first, I started just believing in God more, and just started talking to God more, and He just started showing me what was right and what I need to stop doing. And also, once I had my son, man, it definitely like put the icing on the cake. Like, yo, I need to start changing now and stop waiting, because I don't want him to look back and like at myself like, damn, Dad, you used to talk like this, you used to talk like that, and
Okay.
I don't want my son to think that would be okay. You know what I'm saying? So,
but I'm glad he did say that, Cammy, because I was talking about that earlier, right? Him and Jared Anderson and a lot of these guys who have children, because I don't expect these guys to stop living their lives. Of course, they're going to have families and they're going to have children. I would love to see our people in their 20s. I love to see them get married like that and stuff like that. But it's like, yeah, build while you're building. We were told to be fruitful and multiply. So you said 6:45. Let's see what they talking about. 6:45.
businessman really is.
Right on. Coming up, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, part 2. They get together. What do you think about that fight? How's that go down?
I mean, I've seen them fight in amateurs, you know what I'm saying? So it's always been a great fight between them, but I mean, the way Ryan Garcia did Devin Haney last time, bro, I got no choice but to go with Ryan Garcia again, bro. Like, I mean, shit. Devin Haney just got to show me something this fight. You know what I'm saying? So, I definitely got Ryan going into this fight.
And as far as the pegs and other things go, regardless of how nanograms or whatever the limit was, do you think that how much did that take away from what happened inside the ring from Ryan that night?
I don't know. I ain't take what he took, and I won't in the ring with Devin Haney taking those punches. I can't get into all that. Only thing I can see is what happened was the outcome. And, I got Ryan going to this fight.
Excellent, but champ. We look forward to watching you fight on February 14th. What you got to say to all your fans?
Enough said. Look, you know what? At this point, I don't care what the hell these people do. I don't care. I don't care what the hell these people do and who they choose and why, because I still believe there is a level of bias in that and what they're saying. and how they feel about Devin. Me personally, I do feel like Devin fought the wrong fight, is in he should have boxed. Period, point blank. It is what it is. That's my opinion. And if he hadn't boxed, then he should have been a little bit more defensively responsible. I feel that way about a lot of these fighters. That does not negate what the hell happened with Ryan. I recall again that whole situation was just very sickening to me. Arguing with people about microdosing, arguing with people about whether or not Ostarine does or does not do something. Clearly, it does something, you guys. It's banned for a damn reason. You know what I'm saying? And that's my thing. Why I say I'm not arguing with nobody, and I don't like to call my brothers and sisters stupid. But I ain't about to sit up and argue with you when I can clearly read what is said, when I can clearly talk to someone like Rachel Donaire, who has an understanding, when I can talk to somebody like Tate Jones, who does medicine for sports. So it's like I don't need to argue with people in no chat, especially my people. I'm not gonna do it. I definitely ain't arguing with other people groups. Y'all can kick rocks every day. I seen something my sister Chiquila said, and I think I said something about that. Yeah, what's up with Turkey? You know, like I totally support Turkey and what he's doing in boxing, but there's some stuff now. I got to side eye, and I got to say, what the hell are you doing? I don't like the fact that Ryan is headlining that card, and that you're supposed to be being punished. The whole time this guy's being punished, he was acting a fool. You were being racist. People let that stuff slide. 78 spoke to that the other day. Yes, they back on Kanye for speaking his mind. This guy was openly racist to black people, talked about Muslims, talked about Jews. Nobody came for Ryan. Nobody said a peep to him. It's so problematic. But I think when you study what I study, and I think when you understand history and you put the two together and you know where we're going, you know, it kind of makes it roll. It just rolls off a little bit. I'm not about to be stressed out about this BS. I don't even like to harp on it and talk about it too tough. Um, I will listen to my family talk about it, but we all know what's up. The most of us know what's up. Most of us know who we are. There's a reason why they go for Kanye. There's a reason why they go for Kyrie. There's a reason why they go after the guy who had children with Mariah Carey. When we say these things, when we tell these people who the hell we really are, they be mad because they're face stealers. They stole your they stole your visage, black man, black woman. So they are mad when you tell them who the hell we really are. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I'm just gonna leave it because everybody ain't ready for that. Um I was too over it. Yes, ma'am. I saw the presser. I played a little bit of it. Yeah. And Dennis is a racist POS. And he said Keyshawn needs to lose. He needs to make sure he makes weight. I don't ever recall Keyshawn having a problem making weight. That was Lemos, who came in 2 weight classes over. So I don't even know what the hell he's talking about. You know, I didn't even break down that fight. It's okay, ladies. Folks don't think Devin is really him. Yeah. They gonna find out. What's the saying? Fuck around and find out. Yeah, I'm with that. I can definitely agree. He should have boxed and not tried to be a pressure fighter. Do what you do best. Steph Brown, exactly. I don't like anything about that 20. Talk to him. Well, okay. So you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it how I had it written. And to be honest, I mean, because I can't do it any other way. I'm not a fake person. I'm not a liar. I'm not just gonna say any damn thing. I see what I see, and I don't think that's gonna change. There could be something that changes the outcome of this now. Now you done pissed off this black man. While generally I don't believe it's a good idea to go in there and be fighting angry, I do believe he can turn up and it can motivate him to step on the gas on Berinchyk. So with Dennis, this is how I view him and broke him down. He's crafty, he's fluid, he's dancing, he has a dancing Euro style. So yeah, he's like a Loma, he's like a Usyk, and if for all those who don't know, excuse me, they came up in the amateurs and Olympics together. I believe Dennis was just the last one. There's another one too, Dennis Vodzik or something of that nature. It's four of them. Dennis was the last one to come out of the amateurs because he and Loma are clearly baby beaters. That's what it is. Y'all like to be grown beating on little kids. Anyway, he has a push-pull style. And what I mean by that is in a lot of the Russian style, the Euro style, but more the Eastern, when I move back, you come forward. When I go forward, you move back. Like he'll move with you. But his feet are so good that he will stop and he will actually run up in there and still attack you and back up out before you get to do anything or get anything off. He actually has very good feet. He can turn and pivot. Um, when his opponent comes forward, he goes back, only then to press you as you disengage, and he'll fire off shots at the same time. He's tricky. He's crafty. He has great timing. Um, and he has exceptional feet. He's quick to set his feet when being pursued, and he'll stop his opponent's mid attack. We saw a lot of that with Navarrete. Just to attack you when you're in the middle of your stuff and disrupt you, right? He's good at that. And all the while, he's totally relaxed. I said earlier, it's very important for a fighter to be relaxed because then you see things that your opponent's doing and you're able to see openings. You're able to attack. You're able to, what my brother Ant McQueen says, fill in spaces where there's nothing going on because you're relaxed. You're able to roll under shots, dip shots because you see them coming. You don't want to fight tense. You don't want to be like a tiger, right? He has very good head movement. Now with Keyshawn, I put he is a puncher, and he's a very good counter puncher with speed. He has precision in his shots. He picks his shots very well. He has good range, and he generally starts out patient, then turns up. Rarely does he miss. He also has good feints, as does Dennis. Um, Good combinations and selection. Once he gets going, he knows how to go after his opponent and close a show. And that's very important. A lot of people don't have the ability to shut the other fighter down. They just, I don't know, they be in la la land time. He knows how to shut them down, especially when they're hurt. He's good at setting up his combinations with upper jabs and stabbing jabs to the body. Working in all those combos behind. Keyshawn listens. I like that about Bomac's fighters. And there is something that Bomac does every time. I can actually get an ear to hear it. When Keyshawn gets a little bit too head honey, you can hear Bomac in the background going, body, body, body. And there's just certain things about boxing, y'all. I love. And that's one of them. And Keyshawn listens. Let me see what my brother's saying. Oh yeah. Yes, ma'am. We listened to that. Yes, ma'am. We listened to that. And that's when he told him, well, apparently his little translator just thought it's funny, his coach, whatever. He was smiling. They was having a good old time. Well, Dennis was sitting there looking like the prick in the turd that he is. He just very pompous. He knew what was up. They didn't deny it. They didn't deny sending it. Southpaw for offense, regular. Southpaw for offense, regular to set, attack, or defend, or a break in action. Okay, that must have been something. There's something I was saying. Keyshawn and is ranging all. Yeah. Keyshawn and is ranging all the while being an explosive counterpuncher, but all that is predicated on his defense. And it's something you said a lot earlier too, Steph, when you came in here. So my thing with Keyshawn that I have a problem with, or an issue or a concern maybe, is that he doesn't do it as much as he used to, you guys. And I'm so happy. He used to stop and admire his work, or to see, what kind of effect did that have on him. And the playing. Sometimes he gets a little bit too playful. Obviously, I do feel like things have changed since he's had that baby. We saw what happened with Lemos. He wasn't playing. He wasn't playing with that man. He went in there and got him out of there quickly. So, and I do feel like Lemos beat Hitchens. Some people felt like he did just enough. Hitchens, I don't. I feel like Lemos put enough money in the piggy bank to win that fight against Hitchens. That's just my opinion. So with the Dennis and Keyshawn, it's another one that's really hard for me to pick. I have Keyshawn winning, and this is before the mess today. I think Keyshawn can be fast enough. I think he can be smart enough, because Keyshawn does have a good IQ on his own before Bomac. I'm sure Bomac added to that. But I think he has that enough on his own where I think he can stop this man, y'all. And I think with the added bull crap of the day, I just pray he does not fight with anger. I think he can stop this man. No, it's fine. Half the time I don't even. I know I be misspelling stuff in the chat. Keyshawn and is ranging all the while. Okay, being supposed to counter punch you with it. It's okay. Yeah, I think he can stop old Dennis. But and with that being said, I also think it's possible. It's possible, because again, Dennis is sneaky, and y'all, he's a little dirty. He is a little dirty. I've seen him in other fights. He get a little elbow action in there and don't get caught. I've seen him. Man, Navarrete was throwing it was like a jab, and Dennis kind of grabbed his arm and pulled him along, like to knock him down. Like he's dirty, and he didn't get caught for that stuff. He does little dirty stuff, coming inside and headbutting a little bit, like y'all. But I don't think Keyshawn will put up with that. And I think as long as Keyshawn can understand that relationship of the push pull I'm talking about, as long as Keyshawn can stay on point with his feet, as long as he can stay defensive, because Dennis ain't knocking nobody out. He's tore up some people's faces, but he ain't knocking nobody out. Yeah. Dennis can win on points. We'll just say that. If this man comes in there with power, he definitely gonna need to be drug tested. Other than that, he could win on points, but I just can't see him making Keyshawn look that silly. Not at all. Hitchens is food. Yep. I think so to some degree. It just depends on who we talking about. Who is he food for? You know, I think he can box very well. It just depends on who we're talking about. And I said in my video about the little black and Japanese guy, Harioka, I want to see all these pure boxers like that. I love that. That's like a chess match to me. And you know, Puello is about to fight Sandor. I mentioned those two. So somebody like a Hitchens, you throw him in that mix. I want to see all these pure boxers at 40. I would love that. Let me see. He might. And then what is he gonna do? Eat the man. Look, Keyshawn need to stuff that down that food throat. I ain't even gonna lie. Yes. Yeah. And he'll sometimes he'll disguise it as throwing a hook. Sometimes he just seems like he just go out and do it. And again, I don't know that that's gonna fly over here. It was flying over there, you know. I don't think that's gonna fly here. He's gonna have to be tough. Yeah, yeah. This is gonna be a very good fight, you guys. But that's gonna be a chess match in itself. That's gonna be a chess match in itself. And the thing to me is that obviously Berinchyk has more fights, right? I think I might have closed one of my windows, y'all. That's a no. No, I didn't. Okay, yeah, Berinchyk has obviously the more the experience. 154 rounds under his belt versus Keyshawn with 80. So actually, it's about half. About half. Keyshawn's not bad in the amateur arena himself, but you know, again, Berinchyk was a baby beater. He stayed in there forever and beat up on somebody's little kids. Yeah, so I don't know. He's wily though. He's very wily. He patty cake all day. Well, I know who my brother don't like. I know who my brother don't like. You don't like Hitchens. You don't like Hitchens because he talked about Devin, huh? I don't know. I think we just seeing the beginnings of some things, Steph. And I feel like with all these guys, with all of them, the more often they fight, the better they become, obviously. The better they become. And I didn't even know you were still in here. I like Hitchens. Yeah. But yeah, Dennis, yeah, he could win on points. If anyone so chooses. Always. I should have did this a long time ago. Always a conversation to be had. Yeah, I got Keyshawn winning though, you guys. WBO World Light title. Dennis is not gonna want to let that go easy though, so I have no idea I have no idea what the heck we're gonna see from him because I don't think he's totally predictable. I mean, there's nothing outside of the realm of being a boxer that he could do, but he may have some tricks up his sleeves that we're not hip to. I also am of the belief that, and let me know what you think about this, Steph Brown. Salute, Messenger 215. What's going on, family? Um, you can pressure. You can totally pressure. And I was supposed to do a video about this. Breadman, the coach Breadman has spoke to this. You can beat that style with heavy pressure. And I'm sure we've seen it. My brain just isn't going to work right now to figure that out. If you can walk him down and be defensive at it, because again, this guy's not he's not big. He gets a lot of TKOs, but he's not a knockout artist. Anthony Latham. Salute, brother. I don't know what's going on with my voice, y'all. It's snowing here. That may have something to do with it. You can walk down that Eastern European and you can beat him. Okay, let's think of Virgil Ortiz, which I'm gonna say this, but I do believe who was that he fought? Berinchyk. I honestly believe actually Berinchyk beat him, but you can beat them in that style. You can beat them in that style, and that's another thing Keyshawn has to do that I don't see a lot of people do. Get to the body, kill the body, and the head will follow. Like start there, start chopping that tree down first. I think what they're welter. Yeah, it was Berinchyk. I think Berinchyk won that, man. Let me see. It's not showing me what I need to see. Let me see. Nah, I'm just a pest. You're not. Very pessimistic towards all these boxers. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. All of them have question marks. I'm a structure spoiled brat, so when these boxers don't want to smoke, okay. I don't blame you because there's certain people I definitely have in that box that I definitely have no interest whatsoever in seeing or hearing or talking about. And many of you know who those individuals are because people talk about them every day. I have no desire to ever. A lot of times, I ain't gonna lie, people start talking about them like I zone out. I go wash dishes. I don't care about people who ain't trying to get the smoke. Why are you taking up space? And especially when you're holding a damn belt, get the hell out of here. Hitchens can't mess with any of the top guys. Kenny Sims will walk him down easy work. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hey, man, you know what's funny, Steph? It's a lot of these guys that we don't hear about, that are not talked about, that would. But you know how this works. You know how this works. If you ain't high enough in that ranking system, you got to work your way up to it. We know a lot of guys seem to get placed into it by whatever means they figure out to do that. So yeah, to be honest, it's a lot of people probably who can tear a new hole in your boy. And I don't want to call him your boy because you don't like him, but obviously I think so. I wanted to talk also about something, and I said I don't like talking about these people, but and I said it in my last video. I'm very upset, you guys, with the whole Turkey thing and Canelo. I'm very upset with that. So it's another, I guess that's another little hash on Turkey. I feel like Canelo plays people, y'all. And I feel like he does this thing where he ends up getting more than he's worth, in my opinion. By no means do I feel like he is a bad fighter. He's a very good fighter, but he has gotten away with so much. And I think he played Turkey. How do you think a Hitchens versus T.O. fight would fare, Steph? Oh, I'm gonna say my piece. I'm at work. Next time I'll definitely come up on just to break. That's okay. I'm gonna say my piece. I feel like Hitchens will beat T.O. personally. With T.O., you never know who you're gonna get though, because T.O. actually does have a good boxing IQ. I don't feel like we've seen that as of late. And I also feel like he struggles with pure boxers. He lost to Sandor, in my opinion. He lost to Jermaine Ortiz, in my opinion. Claggett. How the hell did Claggett lump him up like that, y'all? Let me see. I got a visitor. Yeah. Hi, bro. What's going on, Emma Queen? Can you hear me?
Chilling. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Uh-oh.
I'm on my way home, so I'm gonna grab my headphones.
Your headphones is messing up, fam.
No, I don't have my headphones on.
Oh, well, I hear a lot of static. Hey, Bella Faith, how you doing, Queen? Okay. So, yes, I want to know how the hell did Claggett lump up his eyes? That dude put two little plums up under his eyes. What's up with that? T.O.'s inconsistent to me. He's hot and cold. He I don't know. Maybe he has too much going on in his life. It's all smoke and mirrors with Sal in Turkey right now. It's always a mystery to whom he fights and will pick. Frankly, he hasn't had the data to back up his awesome claims, in my opinion. And I like you, and I like the guy, but this is bad. Yeah. So, oh yeah, he beat the crap out of Josh Taylor, so I can't say that one. Never you come back, and if you come back, you're always welcome. As far as that's what I was talking about, Mr. Saul. I feel like he's playing people. He's playing games. Before he even called out or announced the Jake Paul fight, I said he wants Skull, man. He wants that freaking belt back, you guys. And I don't believe he deserves it by any means. I don't believe he deserves it because we saw him sit on them dang belts and didn't fight no freaking body, right? So, and I also talked about Mbili versus Sajo. Mbili versus Sajo will is an eliminator to become the mandatory for that belt. I want to see new people. I want to see new people get a shot at the freaking belts. I'm going to say his name who should not be named. I want Canelo to take Tank, to take Loma, and I want the three of them to hit the damn bricks, you guys. I'm over it. I don't like people sitting on belts. I don't like people not challenging themselves. I don't obviously think Loma's getting paid like a Canelo. I really don't even give a shit what the hell Tank is getting paid. I just don't care. I want them to go. Get the hell up out of boxing, man. You got a lot of younger guys and you got some older guys too. They want the smoke. They want to get over there or they want to be over here and mix it up. So the the promoters over here, take some damn notes. Start giving us what the hell we want as paying consumers, as people who even give our freaking time to watch this shit every goddamn weekend and during the week now sometimes. And that's like the pro box. That's the off brand. Those are the ones having the good fights, you guys. That's why I'm not even hyped up all up in this American box, because there's nothing but drama and bullshit. And I'm cool on it. Canelo can kick fucking rocks though. I do not want to see him no more. I want him to just go on. Berlanga said he wanted to fight. I'd rather see Berlanga fight in an Mbili. I'd rather see Mbili fight a Skull, a Sajo fight a Skull, and them battle it out. Like, because I know if they do that, and if they challenge Canelo's not gonna fight a freaking Mbili, you guys. He'll fight a Sajo because we don't know a lot about Sajo, and I'm sure that they'll watch Kevin Lele Sajo and they'll feel like, oh, he's beatable. Do you think if Berlanga challenged Skull for that freaking belt and he beats Skull, you think Canelo fights Berlanga again? And I don't even want to see that. I didn't want to see it the first time. I don't want to see it again. I don't want to see him in Munguia. Like, I don't give a I just don't. I don't want to see it. Speaking of Munguia, he's fighting Saras again. I want to see that. I want to freaking see that. And see what's really popping. What's really going on. Here we go. I know my friend is free. What's going on, TD? My great brother Thomas. I know what you meant when you said booted. I can't believe it. Hey man, you had a very quality picture going on there. And then it just went black. Turkey's getting played. Yes, sis. Yes. Nothing else makes sense. And that's what I'm saying. So when Turkey doubles back to the Bud fight, because he was supposed to be fighting Bud, then you're gonna fight Jake. All this is just we clearly know he's just trying to fill the bank, and that's great, but not on my damn dime. I'll be honest with y'all. I did not buy Munguia Canelo. I did not buy Berlanga Canelo. I did not buy Ryder Canelo. I will not give my money to some bullshit I don't want to see. I'm not just gonna do that. Like, I'm cool. I'm cool on it. I'm over it. I'm over Canelo. Let me see. Jaime isn't no. And I feel a way about these guys who with these padded records. I don't like Oscar, man. Oscar and his fighters. Oscar and his goddamn fighters, man. All these 40 plus fights. You ain't fought no damn body. And then look what happens when you fight some Frenchman nobody ever even freaking heard of. And this dude barely, I didn't at first think he even knew what the hell he was doing. I still question. I think he just got lucky and he knocked your socks off, which is great. Expose these fools. Zapata, who just got knocked down by Tevin Farmer. Like, come on. And you didn't have all that damn back knee. So what the hell's really going on, man? What's really going on? Oh, wait a minute. You said a name that I love. Okay. Yes. Please come back, Ma. And I like Plant too. I have a feeling about Plant because Plant is not paying any attention to Kevin Newman, who's calling him out. But otherwise, I love Plant and I love Ma. I really pray for Ma, literally, you guys. I want him to come back and I want him to be healthy. I want Mel to come back too. Mel is different. Mel is violence, y'all. I love it. I want the Charlo brothers to come back. right when Keyshawn came in. Yes, Thomas. I mean, luckily we got to see what happened. Man, look, I played it at the beginning. I feel some kind of way. Uh-oh, here we go, y'all. My brother, what's going on, man? It's good to see you.
Always.
I ain't seen you in a minute. Mr. McCoy.
Yeah. It's been some weeks.
Yeah. I did some film study last night on stream. I did end up on StreamYard, but I was trying to do it on here. Yes, D man. So do I. I want EJ back. So what's going on, Ant? What you thinking about these fights that we about to have on Friday, man?
I'm excited to see him, as always.
I know you've been doing film study.
I've been looking at what's I looked at what's several times over Berinchyk and Keyshawn 50 million times.
I know. I mean, man, I've been all over the dang place. And on Thomas from the Bronx.
What's good? What's good? Snuck back into
I
the office.
see. Let's see
Yeah.
here. Let's see.
Yo, they did me dirty.
Yeah, he was live, yo.
I can't believe it. I thought the stream was on the whole time, and the picture was actually better than what I thought.
It was
I was
beautiful.
talking. I was like, damn, I don't know if the picture was good. And right when Keyshawn, because they were stalling, Keyshawn was late to the press conference, so they were stalling, and I knew it was weird the way they did it because they never done it like that. So when he came in, they made a big hoopla, and I turned around to film Keyshawn coming in with the answer. Bomac was there, the brothers, his brothers and stuff, his whole team. And it was like the champions here screaming everything. And I'm thinking it's recording and we're getting them. They had this big box. So I don't know if you guys saw. Apparently somebody left the box with bananas and watermelon in it, like a small watermelon in it. And it had a note. Supposedly it was from Berinchyk saying some racist stuff or whatever like that. So they had it and I saw it. I took pictures of the box because they had it in the chair. So I took pictures of that. But I didn't realize it. So when you text me and said that booed, like something about booted, I gotta look at the text. I didn't really understand what you're saying. So I said I'll call you back because I was gonna I was looking for somebody to see if I could get an interview with. But it was just kind of like hectic after everything ended anyway. So, I spoke to Womack for a minute, but he wasn't really trying to do, camera interviews. So, but
I would have been interested.
But it was the best part. And then even on the video, I say what's up to Keon as he walks in. I say what's up, Keon, and I had the video on him, and I say what's up to him, and then I went to turn around to the stage, and I'm thinking it's recording the whole time, and now I look at the stream and it cut off right with Xander and this other guy was
slower. You can't do slower like that.
Slower. Yeah. So I was just like so tight. Tomorrow I'm going to be there at the weigh-in, but I'm not going live. I'm going to take video in there, and try to do interviews or whatever with as they come out, because the weigh-in is a tough part to get the interviews. It's always a press conference that's easier to get it because they're a little bit more relaxed and they got to do photo shoots and all of that. But Keyshawn coming in late, everybody kind of dipped out early. So like Polanco left early, Juanita left early. And it's so tomorrow the weigh-in is going to be tough because when after they weigh in, they want to go eat and do something. So, but I'm gonna try to get, because I spoke to Juanma Lopez Jr. on the phone yesterday on video call because my friend knows him and he was working out in the Bronx at Bronx Chester Gym by Castle Hill in the Bronx, and we was talking and then so he could recognize my face so I could see him today.
But be his debut fight.
Early.
This guy, because I don't know who this is, man.
You remember Juan Manuel Lopez? That they were trying to build him up to fight Gamboa. That was supposed to be the big fight back in the day, and the fight never happened because Salido beat him twice.
Ant Mike. What's
going
on?
Do you remember Ant? What's good, man? Ant McQueen was good, bro. Do you remember Juan Manuel Lopez?
Yeah, that name definitely sounds.
That they were trying to get him to fight Gamboa.
Familiar because I was a big Gamboa fan at the time too. Like I remember when he fought like.
It was supposed to be a big fight with Gamboa, and then he fought Salido, and Salido stopped him. And then that fight, so his son is fighting. His son is making his pro debut this Friday. So I spoke to him on the phone yesterday, because he was training and working out in the Bronx. So yeah, so like once you see him, you're gonna know who I'm talking about. He got like mad kids and stuff, and then he got in trouble with the law. I think some domestic problems and stuff. Juan Manuel Lopez. So
Well,
yeah,
you know, I'm
that
gonna watch
stinks, man.
all
I was
your
streaming the whole
interviews. You
time.
know, I'm gonna watch all your interviews. Salute,
Yeah.
BFTV. What's going on, fam? It's good to have you in here. So, Ant, your picks, man. Your picks. I wanted to know who you got. You gonna be on here with us, Thomas? So I could get yours too, possibly?
I'll be in for a minute because I'm in the
Okay.
office. I'm
If
trying to
you
dip
hop
out to get
out
in
and hop
shape up.
back on, that's
So,
fine. Let's go, Ant.
yeah, because I got to go back to the Bronx and then I'm gonna try to get in shape up. So, yeah, what's good, BFTB? I see you.
Speaking of interviews though, man, I'm excited for part 2. I think was that part 2 with Iceman Scully
Iceman's what?
on Thomas's
Oh,
channel.
did you see? You talking about
Yeah,
me?
I saw the other one you did where he chronicled the whole Chad Dawson Andre Ward situation.
Oh, that was a
I
while
remember
ago,
that
but
one.
I had him last night. Yeah, I had him.
Oh,
I had him
yeah,
on
you
last
did
night.
the interviews.
Last night. I gotta go back and watch that.
Yeah,
Because the first one was
yeah.
one
He
of
was
the best
on.
interviews I've seen.
We was just talking about because he went to Saudi Arabia. I think he left today for Saudi. So, yeah, we had him last night. We're talking about the fight. And then talk a little bit about Benavidez too, what would happen and stuff. Ice is cool, man. Ice is one of the nicest guy in boxing because like he really helps out like retired fighters. He does like a lot of fundraisers and charities and stuff too. So, he runs an event in the Bronx. There's like a boat trip and they do like a dinner and stuff. And he has some old fighters like Iran Barkley, Mitch Blood Green goes, and some other guys. They come out, and it's a nice time and stuff. So
This is the interview you did
yeah,
last
but
night?
yeah, he was on. What's up? Yeah, it was me and D3. We had him and my
Okay,
boy
I saw
Sal.
you come into my
Yeah.
film study. I didn't realize it was posting on YouTube. I saw you come in there, and I was like, "Wait a minute." Okay, I have to go back and watch that today. Okay.
I gotta go back and watch it because I was
Yeah.
excited when I saw the thumbnail on my feed because I watched the first one and that was one of the most informative interviews I've seen about making weight and weight cutting and like that whole Chad Dawson situation. Chad Dawson could have had the fight at 75, but elected to do it at 68 and
Yeah.
just had the rough weight cut.
Yeah.
It gave a lot of insight.
Yeah.
So I was excited when I saw the thumbnail that he was going to be on there again.
Yeah, he came through. I mean, it wasn't more like he wasn't really talking about the history like back then. It was more focused on, his upcoming fight with Beterbiev and Bivol and, a little bit of Benavidez and stuff. And, we just, kind of just talked about that since it would be hard to get him while he was in Saudi. So,
All right, I need pick'ems. I need picks.
All right, well, I got the event up right now on Box.
Okay.
I'm looking at it. We're gonna start from the bottom.
All right.
We got Juanma Lopez, is that junior? I see he's fighting this dude Brian Santiago. I'm not familiar with Brian Santiago, but I see he's 1-1-1. Lopez is probably gonna take that with this being his debut. That's gonna be a super fly. Keon Davis versus Ira Johnson. Never heard of Ira Johnson. I see he's been stopped once. I'm expecting, and I'm noticing the only fights that he's won thus far is against guys with losing records. He beat the guy that was 3-10, beat another guy that was 0-1. I'm expecting him to lose to Keon Davis. No disrespect to Ira Johnson. Nico Ali Walsh, Juan Carlos Guerra. I got Ali Walsh in that one. Abdullah Mason, Manuel Jimenez. I'm picking Abdullah Mason. Manuel Jimenez
That's a tough fight.
It is a tough fight. It's a tricky fight because I think that Jimenez is a solid fighter. I watched some of his fights before he fought Rolly, like in preparation to just get familiar with him. He got a nice left hook on him.
Yes, left to the head and the body.
His left hook is beautiful. But the one thing that I noticed in that fight with Rolly was he seemed to be very gun shy, and it didn't seem to be because of Rolly's power. He wasn't letting his hands go prior to being hit. So maybe it was like him being overwhelmed by the moment. And possibly this time around, he may be a little bit better suited to handle the atmosphere. I don't know what it was, but he seemed like he was dealing with some performance anxiety or something like that because he didn't look like the same guy that I had seen when I watched his fights that were on smaller cards. Vito Melanicki Jr.
Mm-hmm.
I'm expecting him to win.
That's a tough fight for him. He's moving up to 160. This Irish guy is pretty
You think
solid.
so,
He
Colin?
yeah, he's a solid fight. He's coming. I didn't know this until today. He's no no no. Connor
Coil,
Coyle, I'm
yeah.
thinking of somebody else, but yeah, no, yeah, yeah, but he's moving up in weight, and it's like one of those international titles is on the line in this fight. So, matter of fact, let me see if I got the program because I was shocked. I was like, "What kind? They going to give this guy like one of them intercontinental titles now?" And it's his first fight at 160. I'll tell you right now, I got the thing. Hold on, what is it for? And I was shocked because somebody pointed it out to me earlier. It's for some vacant international WBO international middleweight title. So I guess the winner of this will probably be top 5 for the
Oh, you
WBO.
mean the two will be fighting for that in this fight?
In this fight, yes, for the vacant, it says WBO
And
international middleweight titles and vacant USBA, WBC, USA. Oh, so it's all of them
I watched
international.
some film on
So
Coil, man. I'm not impressed. Now, okay, I said that he will let his hands go, but I also seen him just kind of be there and not really work, man. I don't. Vito's too technically sound to me. He does too much where I don't see. I did say Coil also. He'll work the levels, and he ain't. Vito is
but
moving up.
Vito had a bad
Hmm?
performance. You know, Vito did bad his
Yeah.
last fight. Like he had a bad performance. Like he got booed, and he's looking to turn that around and try to make a statement. So when guys do that, they kind of fall out of character and they could make mistakes. So that's why I think this fight might be better than what people may
We'll
think.
see.
That's
We'll
a
see.
good
Yeah.
point. That is a good point.
We'll
When you
see.
see guys try to operate with a certain level of urgency, when they're
Hmm.
looking to impress, that typically is the case. They press the issue too hard, and they don't generally set things up the way that they would. But um, I got to roll with the shower on this one. Like I'm expecting Vito to get it done. And then the other thing,
So,
man,
hope so.
with a lot of these guys, where they look solid on like the domestic level, like those fighters from the UK, whether it be like England, Ireland, or whatever. Generally, for whatever reason, I don't know what it is about when they come here, but for whatever reason, the vast majority of them just don't. I don't know what the hell it is that they're missing, but they seem to be missing a little something. Typically, like when they come here. So
I
maybe
think
Connor
in
Coyle
general
can
they are. I think
spoil
there's
it.
a separation. I said that earlier in the live. I think there's a separation from the Americas, and I meant Canada down. There's just a little level of separation in our fighters. Now there's some over there that they got it, but for the most part, and then when you look at these guys on film, I just wasn't impressed with Quill. But you know what you said is correct, Thomas. I don't know. I hope Vito can pull it off. Then that being said, because he's the only one with the loss here. Connor hasn't. He got 21 wins.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's coming off a performance that was very very subpar. So
Okay.
you know, and he's gonna have a lot of fans. Both of them have fans because the Irish fans usually show up,
Yeah.
but Vito usually comes with a nice crowd from Jersey. They usually come and support him. He gets, they fill up. So
All right, Dan. Who you got next?
I really like Royan Polanco. I really like him a lot. I do. I think that he's got a nice blend of like technicality and ferocity. You know what I mean? Like he seems like a guy like he's no games. He's straight business, but
Yeah.
he's not reckless either. That's the one thing I like about him. He's generally not reckless. I'm not too familiar with Jean Carlos Torres. Have you watched anything already?
Yeah. And Thomas will
yeah,
correct me if I'm wrong, but what I see with Torres, he definitely has that Puerto Rican style because Polanco's Dominican, Torres is Puerto Rican. He has that style, but
yes,
to me, he's a little bit more patient. He doesn't have as much flair, but he got power, and he's a good puncher, and he can box. He can box on the inside, but he's good on the outside with range. I like Torres, but I did also pick Polanco. I did.
yeah. I love Polanco. I think he's he's legit. They say he's a big time gym rat down there in Florida. He literally lives in the gym supposedly too. Like, he works on his craft a lot. The thing with Torres is his inactivity. He's not been active. So that worries me, and he's been stopped before. So I think Rohan's going to make a statement today. There's going to be, there's going to be a lot of Puerto Rican fans, but Rohan Polanco has a lot of Dominican fans that's going to show
Yeah.
up as well, and they're gonna show out for him.
Especially in New York.
He's already got a big fan base building in New York.
It's
So
gonna be a madhouse in there. Irish, the
yeah,
Puerto Ricans, the Dominicans.
Oh yeah.
yeah. And Keyshawn's bringing a bus full of
Some
from people
hood
from Virginia
folks.
coming.
Yeah, I like that. It's gonna be y'all gonna have fun up in there, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. This is probably the biggest card they've had in a while at the theater. That's from top to bottom. A lot
Man,
of
it
name
seems like
fighters.
such a
You know,
fight.
yeah.
Who else
I
you
see
got?
exactly what you're saying, though, Thomas. As far as the inactivity, I'm seeing from like 2019 to 2021, he didn't fight at all. And then 2021, he comes back, he only fights twice. And in that year, that was the year he got stopped. See, it was a ring
Oh, you
time
talking about
decision. I have to
Torres?
go back and watch that fight, and see
Yeah.
how he got stopped, like the nature of the stoppage. Because he got stopped, but I don't know if it was one of those like Martin Bacoli, Michael Hunter type situations. Dude has a busted shoulder, then he got to pull out the fight. You know what I mean? Like I don't really count that as the same as like a guy.
Oh yeah,
whooped on.
wait a minute. This was Darwin that I talked about. Darwin
Price.
Yeah, and Darwin has like a good amateur background. And I think that he was pissed. He was pissed that Torres had got put on the money Mayweather team, because after the fight he knocked him out, and it wasn't no funny stuff to it. Darwin just went in, and then after he did it, he went over to Mayweather and was like, "You picked the wrong."
That's
Yeah, he was in
crazy.
his feelings, but he's a decent fighter. But he ain't fought in 2 years now or more, huh?
Yeah.
No, he's fought since then, but
No, he's been active, but like once a year type thing.
yeah. Like he only fought once last year.
Did he fight
2023, he only fought once. Yeah, last time he fought it's been a year since he's fought. Last time he fought was February 3rd.
Yeah.
2024.
Okay.
Here's an interesting part too. Rohan is fighting. This is supposed to be at welterweight, so 147. Rohan's been fighting at catchweights the last few fights, in between lightweight and welterweight. Like he's like 142, 143 side kind of. So like he's fighting at welterweight now. It's supposed to be, I mean, as far as I know, it's supposed to be at 147. And let me just look to make sure. But Torres has fought at bigger weights. Torres has been like up and down. He's fought at super welterweight, I think, a couple of times. So let me see if there's any catch weight here.
Just once, Breedis Prescott. It looks like.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, Breedis Prescott. That was in 2022.
Oh, it was only once? Okay, I thought it was twice.
Yeah,
so.
but you're spot on with the fluctuation though, because he started out at lightweight. He started out at 135. Then he fought at. I guess it was a catchweight here. It was 137. Then he fought at 140. Then back at 135. Then 140. Then 147. 147.
Who else did that?
Yeah.
Lemos. Remember Lemos? Keyshawn fought last. He was another one fluctuates. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny that you brought him up. Somebody just showed me video of Lemos the day of the fight. He was dead. Like, I guess the weight really messed him up. They said he wasn't allowed to pass a certain weight. I guess they had a weight clause because he already came in overweight ridiculously. But like they were showing me video of him at breakfast, and he was done.
Wait a minute.
He just showed
this
up
was at him at 165 that morning of the fight.
Yeah, he was done. They were showing me video. I was like, wow, there was him eating breakfast. Like his face looked like almost like dead. Like he looked like a dead man, ready to go into a fight. I was like, wow. Like, because there's these two guys, they always interviewed like the Spanish fighters there on the B side. I think they're from like Ecuador or something. They always interview. So they always roll around with the little crew that we have that, that do interviews and do media. And they were showing me, and I was like, oh my God, like his face looked like a skeleton, and he looked dead, and they said he could barely eat breakfast. So I don't know if that to me it worried me because Keyshawn walked through him like nothing, but he was not the same Lemos that
it didn't look funny, but before. Okay, so was he underweight? Because he was 2 weight classes above him that way.
No, he was overweight, but he wasn't allowed to like hydrate over. Like he
don't need to have his little ass down at super lightweight.
Yeah, yeah, because he was fighting at what when he fought Hitchens, it was at
40.
140. Yeah.
140, and then he was supposed to fight Keyshawn at
Yeah.
135, and he came in like
I
143 or
thought they
something like
said
that, or 140.
165 that night or something, because that's I was like, damn, he got the
Yeah,
Merc
it was.
for a little.
They said he. So something weird. I was I know I totally went off
Anything.
track, but because you said his name, because you said his name, I just thought about they just showed me the video before I, came over here, and I was like, wow, So I don't know. I don't know if that has anything to do with it because Keyshawn looked, he made it look really easy, and now he's gonna fight this guy, and we're gonna get to it because when
Go
we get
ahead.
to
Well,
it.
Go ahead.
no, but that's understandable, though. I mean, that's reasonable, I should say, that potentially the guy was compromised, and if you compromise, your punch resistance isn't the same. I know Keyshawn's
Yeah.
got good power, but I've also seen Lemos in previous fights, and he showed a pretty good chin. I hadn't seen him just get done the way that he was. He got vanquished that night, man. It
Yeah.
was rough.
Yeah.
He did get vanquished.
It was rough. It was rough. Like the first punch that landed solid, he was out. I was like, well, not out, but
he
on the
was
ground.
wobbly, man.
Yeah,
And
legs
he
weren't
smiled, and
moving.
it's like, boy, you about to get towed up. What you talking about? Yeah.
Next, we got Jared Anderson and Marius Callias. Going with Jared Anderson on
Have you
that one,
seen
but
film on Callias? Callias?
no, I haven't. But I'm going
He,
with Jared Anderson.
he gonna get knocked out, but he's okay.
He's
He
solid.
ain't. He can. Yeah, he's solid. He can punch. He has good head movement. He rolls shots very well. Um,
Mm.
he has decent power too. But I said that earlier. I think there's a separation between European fighters and who they're fighting over there, especially when
Yeah.
they mostly fight over there. So yeah, he might have fought a lot of cannon fodder, but it's not like he got like 3 losses on his record too, don't he?
3 losses and a draw, and one of the losses being a stoppage. And yeah, like what you just said about Canafata, I see like one guy, the guy that he knocked out in the first, one of the guys he knocked out in the first round. This guy was 21-78.
21-78.
21-78
Jesus.
with 7 draws.
Oh
I'm
my
not
God.
mad at you for that, AJ, because it's some BS, man. I don't see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Jared Anderson was not at the press conference today.
Yeah, neither was
Tiger
Tiger.
Johnson did come up later, but not
Oh,
Jared
okay.
Anderson, which I found weird.
Tiger didn't
So
show up on the stream on top of.
no, he wasn't at the in I guess invited to be on the stage, but he
Huh?
was there. So I saw him like towards the end. So he was
That's
there.
crazy.
But there was no Jared Anderson site. And here's another thing that was funny because I was joking about it too, because I even joked about it earlier in Drew's show. I was like, does he bring the dog to the press conference if he comes? And then there was somebody had a dog there. So it's on Keyshawn's team. So I was like, maybe that's Jared Anderson's dog, but it wasn't, because he has that little what is it? It's like a medical dog or something like that.
Yeah,
Oh, I know what you're
Cameron
talking about.
knows the
Like
correct
emotional,
term.
was it like a emotional support
A
animal or something like that?
support
Yeah, something
animal.
like that. Yeah, support
Mhm.
dog. Yeah. Yeah, so somebody did have a dog, but it was on Keyshawn's team. So, but there was no Jared Anderson. No, he was not there. No Jared Anderson sighting.
But I'm looking at what's in his last fight right now. He fought this dude, Tomas Isaria. It was pretty brief.
Who?
Callias. I'm expecting Jared Anderson to
Oh yeah, he
do
gonna
what he's
knock
gonna
him
do
out.
with him.
He
And
gonna
then not
knock
only
him
Yeah.
out.
that, but just knowing the business of boxing. I hate that I gotta throw that out there. You gotta follow the money, but after the wake of Bacoli, they're not gonna just throw him in there with. It is what it is. So this guy, you look at his record,
Yeah.
12-3, but then you take a look at the actual resume. And, he's knocking out guys that have upside down records. 14-70, 21-78, 8-19. The last guy he just fought was 5-14. And then even that guy has been stopped 11 times. So you know it is. It is what it is. But I'm not mad at that. You got to get Jared Anderson back in the mix. Get some confidence, if you will. For the next one,
Yeah, for sure. And they put him on the right card because he's surrounded by other, what they call named,
mhm,
prospects, I guess you could call them. So I think they're doing it the smart way. Um, but no, it was just weird that he didn't show up. You would think he would show up and be around, but not around. So
I think that's a great point
we'll see
too
what happens
about
tomorrow.
surrounding him with other
Yeah.
names. So now there's not as much pressure on him. He's not
Hmm.
headlining. So I agree with that 1,000%. Xander Zayas and Spomer. I think this should be a really good fight. I think this should be a really good fight.
Yeah, I think so too. I didn't know that this guy was training with Roy Jones.
I didn't know Spomer was training with Roy Jones either, but I had seen him.
Yeah.
I think, on maybe like it was like RCC, like one of those European platforms, like RCC or IBA, one of those.
Yeah.
And I like his style. He's pretty good.
Mm.
And Xander Zayas, as we know, he's pretty good himself. I was very impressed with his last performance, honestly.
I talked about that earlier. He is fighting under Roy. I seen a video of him at his gym and stuff, so I think that's gonna be interesting. So long. Be, did me and you watch film on Slawa? And McQueen, it might have been me and Michael Ray.
It's probably Michael Ray. But
I
I had
think
watched Spomer fight before.
okay. Well, I mentioned him in that French video because he tore up that Milan Pratt guy. I think his
Hmm.
style could work though with the Roy, as long as he don't try to fight like Roy. We've seen that happen and it don't go well. But if you watch his style, I think Roy could probably do something with the guy. He's not a bad fighter. He's not a bad
No, he's
fighter.
not a bad fighter at all.
No, he's not.
Not a bad fighter at all.
One thing I one thing I noticed about this press conference with Xander, he talked a little bit. He was a little spicy at this press. He talked a little
He should
trash.
be.
I never really seen Xander. I never seen Xander really hear Xander really talk trash
He
like that.
should be.
He.
Because Slava is
Oh,
a threat. I don't want to. I did pick Xander to beat him, but hey, Slava, and he's not like again. They're both 20-0, man, and
Hmm.
he's fought some decent people. He ain't fought on the level of Xander Zayas type, but
mm.
it's comparable.
it,
Yeah,
it is. This is a tough fight, and he better not be overlooking this guy because they've already like he's talking trash, right? Which I've never really heard him talk trash the way like he did today. And second, the vice president was there talking about after he wins that Xander's gonna get a title shot this year. Like I don't know if you noticed that. Like he
I
was saying
heard
like,
it.
and we expect him to get a title shot this year. That's the goal. We're building him up and to be a champion this year. So I was like, wow, right next to the guy too. So I just found those two things a little bit interesting. But Xander's usually pretty professional. He's going to be prepared. But I've never really heard Xander talk trash like he
Slava
did
ain't
today.
coming to lose. That's all I can say about
Mm-mm.
that.
Yeah,
And yeah, he's nice. He's nice for what it's worth.
He is.
yeah,
And he's pretty sound too. That's the one thing I like about him. He's
yeah.
pretty damn sound.
And
I
he is good defensively. So while Xander is good, and he got good power and throwing the jab, hey man, this guy gonna be rolling up under that thing and coming back with some heat. So it's gonna be another good fight in this.
if Xander pulls this off, kudos to him. Like
Mhm.
honestly, like kudos to him because Spomer is pretty damn good. He
Yeah.
is.
I think Xander needs to just do what he's been doing. He's been getting pressed a lot with the fans because they want to see knockouts, and he's not really stopping anybody recently. He's gone the distance, punishing guys. I want to just Xander just keep doing what you're doing. The knockouts are gonna come. But I know that they have been pressing him to try to get more knockouts. And the Puerto Rican fighters they want the next big guy already.
Yes,
They just want it to happen. They want to see and they in New York especially. So I just don't want Xander to fall in that trap either. So.
I agree 1,000%. And that's what I was saying a couple minutes ago. I was very impressed with the way that he handled Damian Sosa and Patrick Teixeira. Because with
Mhm.
Patrick Teixeira, you would assume that he would look at this as an opportunity against a former champion who's, in the twilight of his career. Let me just try to press the issue and just get him the hell up out of there. But I like the fact that he stabilized him. He just took his time and then just, was thorough in his approach. He didn't rush. He didn't do anything stupid or, hang himself out to dry. So with Spoma, I feel like if he hurts him and there's an opportunity there and he can do it responsibly, hey, maybe go for it. But if you feel like the guy is still a little bit too strong, don't rush it. Just take your time.
Yeah.
I don't know that Spomer. You saying if Spomer's a little too strong?
Yeah, like if Spoma is not, if he hasn't faded enough to go for the kill, don't just try to rush the work and go for it. Because like you said before, he is pretty damn good defensively. You don't want to mess around and you rush in there, you get countered with something stupid.
Yeah, and he seemed to be pretty dang smart with the IQ wise. I don't see him doing that. He gonna box that, and when he can't, I would think. I don't know if I said it earlier, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned that to Michael before. Like they're comparable in size, and I thought Xander was pretty tall, and I guess they're kind of closer in size. I think Xander has the longer reach because they don't list Slava's, but Slava could get inside. So I know Xander, he fights at range. He's not in or out. He fights at his range. Slava can get in there. He can get in there. We gonna see, but I think Xander might have more power for sure than a Slava. Yeah, a little stronger and younger.
Possibly with the single shots, but even still, you look at both of their KO ratios. They only one KO apart. There's only a one knockout
it's so
disparity.
comparable.
And like you said about the size, I don't know what it is. I gotta see if we can find his reach because I see that they're listed at the same height, 5'10". So the measurables are pretty comparable. So
I think Xander's just off. Looking. I think Xander may be a little longer, man.
It says 74.
For Slava?
He has a longer. For Xander.
Yeah, we're looking for Slava.
74 inches. Yeah.
I'm trying to see if I
can. And Slava, I'll tell you right now. Slava is.
Yeah,
it doesn't show it for whatever reason.
They don't show it on Tapology either, but just based on the measurables and what we know of him, I personally feel like what Thomas said would be the best approach, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. Do not feel like you need to go for the knockout and rush your work and mess around and get caught with something stupid.
Yeah, because let me tell you, the fight against Teixeira, not his last fight, the one before the Teixeira fight, there were fans that were upset with Xander. There was some boos or like some fake applause. Like you could tell it was different. Like the Puerto Rican fans wanted more, and I believe that was the day before the Puerto Rican parade, which was in June. So if I'm not mistaken, the Teixeira fight was June, which is the day before the Puerto Rican Day parade, and you could tell the difference when they cheered him. Like there was some they weren't really that happy. They were expecting a knockout of Teixeira. So the reason I say that, I just don't want him to fall in that trap and him try to be something that he's not. I think the knockouts will come. He's an excellent body puncher too. He's got a good jab, and he does work the body and he does break you down. So I just don't want him to fall in that trap because the Puerto Rican fans, we want something now. And that's how it is,
Y'all see this message here on the screen?
It's unacceptable, but slow was, huh?
Yeah, Anthony Wish. Hey man, you gotta show and prove. You gotta say where you get that from, because what's funny, you guys. Okay, when I found out he's working with Roy, he did say he was kicked out of his last gym. That's why he ended up over here, but they had shut him out of his gym, and he happened to run across Roy, and Roy took him in. So this is making me curious. But he's not it's not like he's doing some crazy stuff, but I guess you don't have to think about Devin in that situation.
I'm gonna send you some pics. Maybe I don't know if you could bring them up now. I was gonna show it on the screen on the camera, but maybe if I send
it through IG and I could download it easier.
Oh, IG better? Okay,
otherwise I'll be over here flickering every.
Let me do this one, this one, this one, this one. These three here. You pick one. That's pretty much all I did as far as pictures. Hold up and share. Where you go? Instagram. Where are you at Instagram? And then how do I do the chat? Ave Maria. All right, so I got to work backwards. Okay, so I got to go to Instagram first.
I,
All right, I want to show you. I want to show you because somebody asked about it in the chat about the Keyshawn. So I'm just gonna send you because I took a picture of it because they had it on the chair.
okay, I was gonna say I could send you a message or something.
No, because it for whatever reason I got to find the app because I went into the gallery first, and now I'm just gonna go straight to the message, and I'm just gonna find you now.
Okay, so you picked you
here.
did pick right, and
Oh, for the last fight?
yeah, for
Oh, for
Xander.
this one? Oh man.
Okay, send.
I'll go with Xander for the youth. You know what I'm saying? I'll go with Xander for the youth movement, but it's going. I think it's going to be a tough fight.
We kind of want to be.
I'm gonna go with Xander. I'm gonna go with Xander.
Oh my God, Thomas.
I'm gonna go. Oh, I can't say anything other than Xander. You know that. So I'm taking Xander. I think Xander wins unanimous decision. I think he drops him at least once, but he doesn't finish
To the
him.
body or to the head?
So he'll drop him late to the body. He's gonna drop him to the body. So I got Xander unanimous decision. He'll drop him once, and he'll stay undefeated.
I said Xander, but it won't be easy. I couldn't pick a method. Yeah, we about to show that little stinking box. I'll let you guys go ahead and cook while I work on this. Getting this.
Okay. Yeah. So the Keyshawn came in late, and he came with his whole entourage or whatever. It's the first time this happened since I've been doing press conferences, getting credentials and being at the press conference. And you could tell that they were delaying it as the press conference was going along because they usually do it one shot, and they have everybody on the stage, and they kept switching. But anyway, so he came in mad, and they were screaming, "The champ is here!" and they were screaming and blah blah blah. Apparently, they said that Berinchy's team sent him a box at his door, his hotel room, filled with bananas and watermelon. And there was a note with it saying, I forgot what was said. And then, he said now they made it
He
personal and they
said
went at him.
he needs to make
Berinchyk,
weight.
yeah, Berinchyk was like, you better make weight, you better make weight. And then Berinchyk was like, he's talking about, and the translator was trying to talk, but Keyshawn wouldn't let the translator talk. So the guy can't speak. Supposedly the note was written in English, which kind of makes it a little bit suspect, because the guy can't write and read or talk in English. So how can he write a note in English? So, but apparently after it was all over, Bomac was talking to the translator, and the translator was like, "Listen, man, with all due respect, we didn't do that." And Bomac's like, "All right, whatever, but we know because we got the cameras. The camera showed somebody drop it there." So, and that was that. But that's the box that and that's what they rolled in if and supposedly they left that at Keyshawn's door. That's crazy. So we was all surprised, obviously, that nobody even, knew what was going on. But and then Ukrainians, there were some Ukrainians there that were talking a little bit. Um, it was a good atmosphere for a fight, but with this is kind of crazy. This is wild. So yeah, that was yesterday at the thing, and yesterday was like all fun and games. Like today was like more personal. And what was different is that they had the cops around Keyshawn everywhere he went. I've never seen that before. Usually, they let them walk wherever they want, and the cops were around, and they were really like making sure nobody would, get in contact with them much.
You know what's funny? So did either of you see this little interaction yesterday?
Yeah, we saw. Yeah, they were joking. To me, it felt like they were joking.
I felt like Keyshawn was joking. But when he grabbed that man's belt and the look on Dennis's face changed, because the thing with me is Dennis ain't playing. I don't think he was ever playing. He went along with it till you touched his belt. But the guy that got in between with the beard, I really just got these racist vibes off of that man in the first place. I don't.
The guy with the beard with the top rank guy.
I thought he was with Dennis, part of his entourage that was up here with them.
I think you're talking about the top rank guy. I don't know. That's if it's who I think it is. That's the guy that was with
Kind
Keyshawn
of
today.
a longer
He's like a
beard.
bro. He's brolic though.
He's about as tall as Keyshawn.
I think I know you. I think if it's him, it's not. He's not with his team. I gotta watch the replay again. Let me see of that.
He's the
I
one
think
that
that was the
actually
top. That
got
was the
in
guy that
between
wears
the
the top
two.
rank.
But he.
Yeah, and he was the one that was with them too. He's like a security guy.
Okay.
If it who I think it
Well,
is,
I
I gotta
thought
look
he
at it
came
again.
with Dennis, and he just had a whole vibe where, to me, he didn't seem like he liked Keyshawn too tough. Or the whole, because you know how we are, we're loud, we be doing our thing, and Keyshawn's playing,
Yeah.
but I just was getting a different vibe from them, like we ain't playing with y'all like that, and we don't like y'all like that. Like I didn't get a good vibe off of that dude, and I
Yeah, with the beard. Hold on, let me see if I could get a still
yeah
shot. Like it's kind of bad, but this guy you're talking about, is it showing up? Let me see if I could.
yeah kind of
Yeah, nah. He works the
okay.
top rank. Yeah, he works the
Does
top
he?
rank.
He still look annoyed
Yeah.
by Keyshawn. Though. He really did.
Well, Keyshawn, they had to check Keyshawn a few times. They were trying to tell him that they were getting they were getting crazy. Like the whole entourage was getting and he was trying to get close to him, and they didn't want to damage the fight. So they were kind of pressing him a little bit. They were telling like take it easy, and then they wanted to bring the box on the stage, and he
No,
was like,
that's
no,
too
no, no,
much.
don't leave it, let it go. Yeah, they were trying to do that too, and he's like, show him the no, show him the no, and they was like, nah, leave it, let's just talk, let's talk. So they were kind of like, it was a different feeling. It's the first time I've seen anything like this since I've been going to these things.
Yeah,
So
it's just a little bit too much, man. So I think Ant, you still got your main, unless you want to let Thomas do his, and y'all both do your main. However y'all want to work it, I'm cool.
what are you talking about?
Talking about the last pick for the main event.
Oh. I got Keyshawn, and I don't think he stops him. Though. I think it's going to be a unanimous decision. I think this guy is going to be tough. He's going to be awkward. He's going to be moving. It's going to be a tough fight for Keyshawn, but I think Keyshawn outpoints him and wins the fight. I'll be shocked if he stops this guy. Because this guy is going to move around. I'm not saying he's going to run, but he can move around. He can box. Um, he does have the pedigree. His age is the only thing that worries me. 36 years old. But he can box. He's never lost. And I think he was a silver medalist as well. So I think he's going to come to win. So let's see how they look in the weigh-ins. But I'm going to pick Keyshawn by unanimous decision.
Okay, UD. I could believe. Yeah, I could roll with that.
Yeah.
I thought about the age, but then I also looked at, he's like a lot of these other guys who have that extensive amateur background. They're relatively fresh as pros. You know what I mean? So he's only got 19 fights as a pro, and they seem to take pretty decent care of themselves. Like all of those guys, like they seem to be. You don't really see these guys fluctuating outside of fights or camp or anything like that. Those guys seem to be pretty business-like. No pun intended, because Keyshawn is the businessman. I don't see him playing keep away though.
Keyshawn?
No. Berinchyk. Just based on the dimensions and how he generally fights. Those Eastern Europeans, man, like the Ukrainians in particular. The Ukrainians and the Russians, those guys are very, very adamant about commanding the center of the ring. Like seldom do you see those guys with their back to the ropes. They're generally the ones that like to apply the pressure. And then also, I feel like it would behoove him to apply the pressure because of the measurables. I think Keyshawn's got a significantly longer reach. So he's going to have to step two in order to score. If he tries to play on the back foot, I feel like it could look very similar to the first half of Loma versus Teofimo Lopez. And then
Mm.
in that event, if he puts himself behind the 8 ball where he allows Keyshawn to just keep him at bay, you get down 5 or 6 rounds, and then now you got to go for it. Dennis Berinchyk is not the most explosive puncher by any means. We're talking about a guy that's got like a 40-something% KO ratio. He
Yeah,
doesn't really have
they're
that
all
single shot
TKOs.
talent.
Yeah.
They're all TKOs, but then even still with the accumulation, I'm not sure if he even wants to take that chance, because in order for him to accumulate versus Keyshawn, he runs the risk of putting himself in exchanges. And if he's giving up clean shots to Keyshawn, I feel like Keyshawn wins the battle of attrition.
Okay, but look back. Remember that the Navarrete fight. He's not afraid to exchange. He will engage in. I said earlier, like, he's crafty though, so
Very, very crafty.
he'll stop you. You'll be working. You think you working. And it's with him, it's the push pull, because that too is the Russian style. If I move, you move, right? He'll do that, and then he'll rush you. He'll do his. This is where he gets his points in. It's almost amateurs, and we know how they fight. It kind of translates. He'll get some work off.
I don't know if I call it amateurish. I don't know if I would call it amateurish from this standpoint. Because you said something that was very. You said something that.
Well, they learn it as kids. They definitely learn the push pull move as kids and how to disrupt. So
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think it's more along the lines of what you were saying earlier, Shawwa, when you had highlighted the way he caught Navarrete's jab and pulled him in. And he did it to him several times in that fight.
Yeah.
Navarrete would shoot his jab, he would catch the jab with 2 hands,
And pull him.
in,
Yeah,
and put a right hook over the top. And then I don't know if you also watched his feet, because that was an open stance matchup. You know, Navarrete being orthodox. He's a switch hitter. What's his name? Berinchyk. There were a couple of times where Navarrete stepped in. He stepped in. He would step on Navarrete's foot, step on his foot, stabilize him, throw a combination, and pivot the hell off. So he does little crafty.
I'm gonna watch
like
that fight because it was so long ago. It was early last year. Now I gotta watch
if
that
you
fight.
can even watch
I'm
a
trying to remember.
couple other, like him and Yigit, because that's the common opponent. Watch Berinchyk is he's sneaky.
No, he's crafty. He's sneaky too. Another thing
And
that
dirty,
you said too,
a little dirty
about the Russian. Yeah, he is. He's one of those guys where, like, a lot of guys, they'll jump in and they'll just get caught, but he'll jump in and he'll smother first, and then right when it seems like the ref should come over and break, he'll break himself and punch off the break, and then just reset. Like he's very good for that. Like
he's good.
He'll fall in, smother, tie up momentarily, disengage, pop up.
And he'll punch on his way out. See, that's why I say he will disrupt you. He'll disrupt you, but the only thing I think Keyshawn, I think he got enough power to keep him honest that he might be able to hurt him, and he got to get to that body. Got to get to his body, because I can't recall seeing people focus on that. And he got that stupid build like Loma with all the midsection. It's a huge canvas.
Arms. Yes.
Yeah.
Long torso, short arms.
And still kind of wide at the shoulders, but a little T-Rex arm. So kill the body, man. Kill the body. I think he can stop, but he has excellent feet. But Keyshawn has very good feet.
He does.
So I think Keyshawn can, when he rushes, I think we can see Keyshawn pulling back, and Keyshawn can also fight off the back foot. Man, that's gonna be a chess match for real. It's gonna be so good
from the beginning. And the thing with Navarrete too, to your point about the push and pull, a lot of times when he was able to counter Navarrete, he would step in, get Navarrete to commit, then he would take the half step back and make him reach. But the thing with Keyshawn is, I think that Keyshawn's form is so technically solid. He does a really good job of anchoring himself. I can't see Keyshawn reaching to try to get this guy. So I think with his propensity to try to set those traps with his feet, if I'm Keyshawn or if I'm Bomac, I'm saying, look, we got to counter the counter. We're going to commit so he commits, and then we're going to beat him on the commitment. And to the other point, we were just talking about the Russian. Keyshawn has gotten very, very good at fighting on the inside. Like you look at the fight with Pedraza, the way he was utilizing those frames, like he's real good for turning that forearm over, using his forearms, using his shoulder, bumping,
The
getting
other
that
guy
space.
after that too, he did.
Medueno.
Yeah.
Medueno.
Yeah, he did that too. The one
He
in
had
Jersey.
to
Yep.
with Medueno.
Yeah.
So
I was very impressed in that fight, even though he didn't stop. I thought he was going to stop him, but
I
that
think
guy,
so, though.
Medueno, was
oh
tough.
my lord.
Yeah, I was there at that fight. I was shocked that that guy didn't get
Keyshawn.
stopped. But I think he had a lot of. I think he had a lot of pride in that fight because Keyshawn was talking and it got a little dirty in that fight too. He almost suplexed him in that fight,
Yeah,
if I
Yes,
remember.
it was
yes,
getting because remember Medueno picked him up too. It was nasty.
yes.
hmm Yeah.
I think Bella got a point here too. Yeah, Keyshawn is fast enough, and he is smart enough to see it. He see, I used to say that all the time to you, and I love a fighter who's looking, paying attention,
Yep.
who watches what they're doing. Keyshawn can do that, but either way, yeah,
Time him at
he's
the point
slick.
of attack. Like as soon
He's
as he
slick
crosses
though.
that threshold, keep a jab in his face. And I also like what Anthony Latham said, which is win the front foot battle. Keyshawn pushes him back. I feel
Yeah.
like his chances are exponentially greater than Berinchyk, just simply because of the dimensions. Berinchyk doesn't have the dimensions
hmm
to fight off the back foot. Because to your point, he does have that Lomachenko build. Like he's got a long ass torso, but he's got those short arms. Like
Man, I
guys like
wish
Cam, Loma, what's the name? He just pulled out and Medueno replaced him. Regis Prograis.
Regis Prograis. He has the same build too
Yeah.
as them. You're right. But you know what?
Yeah.
I would like to. I wish we could look at that right now. Cause I think he can fight off the back for a little bit. I think he can fight off the back for a little bit. He's not like Loma. He's a little bit different to me. Yeah, I think he's a little bit more developed. I want to say, but not as
He's not as dynamic though.
not
That's
as
the one thing.
dynamic or not as technically savvy. But he's like more fluid than a Loma even.
Yeah, because he switches and everything. He switches.
And then
He
he
can
will
fight from
turn you.
inside, mid range.
Like I said, he'll come forward and back. He moves with you, but then he'll also move against you real quick when you least expect. Like he's crafty, man. He's not like Loma. He's a little bit different. And as much as I don't like him today for what he did, like I said, I gotta be honest about what I see.
Yeah.
And I just, even if he is like, I respect fighters for what they do, man.
Yeah. But I don't think he did that, and I think maybe somebody from his team might have, or
You know what?
somebody else, because that guy does not speak or write in English, so he didn't. Himself
Thomas.
did not do that. I'll
Thomas,
bet money
all he
on
got
him,
to do is
but
have
I
his
bet
people
somebody from his
do it.
team.
He didn't deny it.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. He could have told him to do it. That's
Yeah.
true too. But I know that himself, there's no way. That guy speaks no English. Do you think he's gonna write in English
Thomas.
too? So, but yeah, he could have told. No, I understand what you're saying, but it was just it was an awkward turn. Like everybody was like shocked.
I was.
So and then Bomax playing with the watermelon, pulling his jacket, like being.
That's
a
why I
clown
went
and
ahead.
shit.
I was listening. I was like, let me go. I was already gonna do my breakdown, but I was like, let me go live now, man, because I'm about to tell everybody this fool over here.
I'm still upset because I'm here filming everything, going to the side, watching Keyshawn's camp, and then I'm going back to the stage to the camp, and it wasn't even on.
Yeah, they cut you off right before.
They cut me off right after Xander.
I don't even think you got to Xander, did you? Didn't it go before that?
Yeah, it was Xander. I went to the end. It was part
Oh
of
yeah,
Xander. It cut off somewhere in the Xander.
Slava was being blocked. Yeah. Yeah.
And you could tell, like in the questioning, they were trying to stall. And like I even said it while we was on. I was like, yeah, they stalling for sure. This is weird. And then all of a sudden you hear Keyshawn and them screaming from the back. So I turned the camera around, and I'm thinking we're still live. I'm thinking I got good stuff here.
you did it first.
They cut me off.
Man,
they cut me off.
So you didn't get no
interviews. They were giving Keyshawn his haircut.
Man.
They could be.
Hey, man.
He came in sharp with a nice
Yeah,
suit
he did.
and everything.
But you know what I'm thinking? Is this gonna be a Samson moment? This dude done cut off his hair.
The strings was in his hair.
It's true. Well, somebody in the chat, in the live chat, said that those were fake dreads, and I was like, I'm pretty sure we saw them growing as they were smaller.
Yeah,
he
they
started
used to
with
be
the
short.
afro.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. I asked them, they didn't respond, but it's like whatever. Samson, You done cut your hair off, son.
The only thing that can really sell it is if you got the haircut and he coming with the black sequin trunks. Oh my lord. I'm gonna bet the house on that.
Hey Thomas, you know about the black sequin trunks?
The back, which say that again?
Black
The
sequin
black what?
trunks.
The
If
curse.
you look at all of the fighters that have worn black sequin trunks over the years, like the vast majority of them lose when they wear those trunks. I don't know why.
I gotta send you.
They
Yes.
lose?
Yeah, they lose. Or they have a horrible performance.
I gotta send you all the pictures because he
Only
sent me.
reason why I developed this theory is because my favorite fighter of all time is James Toney. When he took his first L to Roy Jones, he had black sequin trunks on. When you what's my man's name? Jamel Charlo had the worst loss of his career to Canelo. He had black sequin trunks on.
That's
Ryan
true,
Garcia, when he took
now.
his first L, he got knocked out by Tank Davis. He had black sequin trunks on.
Manny Pacquiao.
Ricky Hatton, when he got knocked out by Manny Pacquiao, he had black sequin trunks on. David Morrell just lost to David Benavidez. First L, black sequin trunks on. I don't know if you remember on the prelims. What's that dude's name? Olivo.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Olivo.
He was up against Cuellar. Yeah, black sequin. He was up the whole
That's
fight.
crazy. I'm going back. Every fighter you told me, I'm looking back
James
at it. And
Toney.
like, wow. I just type it in as you say.
Nigel Benn.
James Toney versus Roy Jones.
Yeah, black sequin trunks.
I can't remember.
Wow. Wait a minute.
Oh my God,
Benavidez and did you already say that?
Benavidez and Morrell.
Yeah, Morrell.
Morrell did, yeah.
On that same card, the dude Olivo, he was up versus Cuellar. He dropped Cuellar early. Dropped him. He was coasting. Then in the last round of the fight, here it is right here, look. Where does he do that? In the last round of the fight, he got stopped to the body. He got dropped twice. He got hit with a liver shot, got dropped, got back up, got hit with another liver shot in the 10th round, and he was up like 7 rounds to 2 or something like that.
Look, I was trying to find all the pictures, but it's a lot.
Nigel Benn, when he got knocked out by Chris Eubank, he had black sequin trunks on.
Black.
Stop wearing them black sequin trunks.
I'm gonna jump off because they're about to clean it up. It's after, I guess they're coming early, whatever. So, and I'm gonna finish eating something real quick, and then I'm gonna go get my shape up. But I appreciate you having me on, Shalwa.
Appreciate.
And it's great talking to you, Ann McQueen. Salute to you, and you guys keep doing your thing, and we'll be talking.
Always.
I gotta go check out that John Scully.
Oh, she just passed. Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, John is cool, you know what I'm saying, and he'll talk to anybody too, which is good. Like, he likes to talk, and he's a nice guy and stuff.
I think so too. Anthony.
Did Wilder against Fury?
In one of them fights, I think so, huh?
Yeah.
I think you might have even sent me a picture of that. Yeah.
The third fight, I thought he wore red.
Well, one of them he did though. It was definitely black sequin looking.
I think it was the second fight. Yeah. Ave Maria. Bueno.
Keyshawn, not Keyshawn.
I will talk to you guys. He better not wear. I'm gonna tell him that too at the weigh-in.
He better not. Oh my God, he better not.
Set that record with Edward De Los Santos. Least amount of punches landed in the championship fight. Shakur's worst fight, he had black sequin trunks on. That's how I knew that man is talented, because he was able to withstand the weight of the black sequin trunks. You got to be a bad dude to win in those.
Wow, look what Bella Faye put. You talking about Dub right side, Bella?
A lot of black sequin trunks. He said if the dude wears green trunks, he's more than likely to. That's crazy. When was this? Last night? Because they were on for like 5 hours last night.
Yeah. If you told Dub that, no, you didn't tell Dub that. You just perceptive in the mug.
He let a tarot reader on. That first of all, to let a tarot reader on. That's crazy,
man. I ain't gonna be able to do it.
What is it? What does he always say? That's out of order. You guys are out of
That was
order.
out of
That's
order.
out of order. He let a time read on his thing. He always say, that is, you guys are out of order.
You going live later yourself, Thomas? Oh, okay.
No, I'm tired. I got a bunch of
All
things
right.
to do. So tomorrow I was thinking of going live. I usually go live for the weigh-in. After what happened today, I don't think so.
Try it.
So
Yeah, please do.
yeah. Nah, I just because I want to try. I don't want to get people as they dip out. And the weigh-ins, it's tougher to get interviews at the weigh-in than there's a press conference because after they make weight, they want to go
Right.
eat something. So
Okay.
but I'll see what I do. But I'll be there tomorrow.
We'll be looking out. I'll be looking out.
I see. Damn, I still got my thing on. I have to take this shit off.
Thanks for coming through.
Shit. Yeah. All right. You guys
too.
take
I
care.
appreciate
You too.
All right.
So you gave all your picks, huh?
Yep. All the picks.
Oh, haha, everybody. I'm gonna be watching this too.
Oh, man.
Freaking hilarious. Hey, I rock with the Normans, man. I got Brian Sr. I don't think he knocking nothing out. But that's gonna be interesting. I think it's like a 6-round fight or something.
Man, I greatly appreciate the effort that they put into this. They had their version of 24/7.
It was huge, kind of in a weird way, ain't it? All the
it is.
photography.
I like how seriously they're taking it.
I like it. I'm
Yeah, the
entertained,
production
man.
is good. I'm just surprised by that because I was expecting some Tubi level nonsense, but the promotion for this fight is well,
the promotion, but it might still be a little too big when it comes
I'm hoping not.
You know what's funny though is how serious Senior took it. Dude, it's cutting weight. He got back on that bag. That's what I want to know, Mike. This is what I'm interested because the last time I saw Greg, he was wailing away on the heavy bag. He looked like a marshmallow was all up under his shirt. So I'm like, he's not taking it serious. And he already got a funky record, man. Greg Hackett has a nasty record. Like,
see, but you know what it is? That's what happens when you just accept anything, you know what I mean? And I mean that in a good way. I mean that as far as being just like the ultimate warrior. Because if you look at Greg, if you look at his record, this dude was fighting from like 147 up to heavyweight.
Greg Hackett was?
Yes, and he's not a big guy. Greg Hackett is only 5'6".
Yeah, I was gonna say, look, tiny. I mean, I don't mean like that.
But he's fought from like 147 all the way up to heavyweight. So they'll call him, hey Greg, we need you to fight somebody. This guy's at 175. He'll fight at 175. Greg, we need you to fight this guy. He's at 160. Greg will fight at 160. He's literally just taking fights at like any weight.
Why though? But why? Yeah, why? Why do you do that? That don't make sense to me. Let me see if I could do horrible.
Looking at his resume right now, look, his debut 166, and he fought at 163, 160, 159, 140, 147.
282? You said he's 5'6"? Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah.
287. Oh, that's not good.
You see what I'm saying? Like, then the fight before that, he was at cruiser.
Man, y'all, but look at the hell. 323. What the hell? What are you doing?
At heavyweight at 175. At basically super middleweight. At middleweight. Jared Hurd at middleweight.
Stankovic fight? The fuck is that? Money. Okay. Well, you know what's oddly enough, Messenger? That's what this whole mess started over. Money. Because Greg wanted to talk smack about Senior, and I feel like Senior got in his feelings Look at that. What the hell, y'all? He got in his feelings about it, and it turned into a dang fight. And here we are in Jonesboro. That's where my husband was born.
Greg. If they offer up some paper, Greg is not gonna turn it down. It doesn't matter the weight. It doesn't matter like who it is. And you see, he's actually fought some notable people, like in
Who, Greg?
yeah, Jarrett Hurd, Atlantis Fox,
Yeah, yeah.
Charles Foster. You know, so it's like it's
Oh yeah, there we
all
go.
over the place. Like the weights are just
Why
scattered
did
all over the
he?
place.
Oh, but see, this is when early on.
I
Early on.
remember Morgan Fitch too. Morgan Fitch was he was on that show, The Contender. He was on the season when they had Brandon Adams and Shane Mosley Jr., so on and so forth.
Like, are you with me? I'm like, what is this? What are we doing, you guys? Oh,
Hold
sheesh.
down, Anthony Latham. Peace. So yeah, like I mean that pretty much explains his record. And I mean, look at the fact that he don't have a legitimate knockout on his record either. Like he got a ring time decision and something else, but he ain't never been like knocked out, sprawled out. And if you actually seen Greg like spar, like the dude could fight. But the other thing about Greg too is two things. Greg is about his money. And if you ever see him on his live, Greg, he's always talking about his platters. He like to eat.
Well, I mean, I ain't mad at him for that. You know, hey, ain't nothing, man. You like to eat. We all like to eat to some degree. I ain't never.
But
Is he supposed to be a coach? Correct.
yeah, and he's a pretty solid coach, man. He's pretty solid. Like one of his guys, Jabril Noble, that he got right now, he's undefeated. I was watching one of the fights, and Greg was coaching, giving instruction in the corner. I was like, yo, Greg is a pretty damn good
He
coach,
does
and he
pretty
also
well.
assists with like Boots and Stephen Fulton. Like if you watch YSM, he's always working with them dudes in the gym. And Greg is sharp, man. He got
He is YSM, but you know, okay, look, now you bringing up old feelings. YSM is also in Greg are in connection with the Albrights, Quadrir and Nair.
Going out for Keyshawn.
So I felt some kind of way about Nair talking smack to Senior about Brian Norman Jr. And then I watched his last fight. I buy them fights on boxing.
Mm-hmm.
He all right. I didn't know his mom is the cut lady, man. His mom is the cut lady for Boots, and apparently she's well known around them parts. The pretty light skinned lady who's always in.
Oh, the cut boss.
That's Quadrir Albright's mom. That's his mom.
I had no idea.
I didn't know either. I'm telling you, be watching this stuff and you be like, "Hey, man, it's all." So yeah,
industry plants out here.
I like her. I ain't gonna call her industry.
No, she's cool. No, I'm not talking about just her. I'm just talking about in general. When you see these connections that people have, like the slightest degrees of separation, you look at somebody and then you're like, oh, that's cool. Like that girl that sings that Not My Problem. I was hearing that on social media, people using that. That's just not my problem. Then I went and seen it in her fucking dad is Most Def.
What? Oh, I didn't know he got an older. I don't even know what song you're talking about because I don't be listening to that stuff. I don't be on social media like that.
I had
to look it up.
The song like on the radio, but I kept seeing it on
Instagram.
You know, people use it as a sound.
Yeah, it's not my problem.
A couple times. I'm like, who the hell is this?
It's Most Def.
She has another song called Like That. Yeah,
that is an industry. Yeah, them connections like you're talking about. Cause that night that Quadrir fought, this was about a month ago or 3 weeks ago, whatever. Boots was his coach. Boots was coaching him, you know, in the corner, and his mom was his cut woman. I was like, well, I'll be, God damn. Now I see all these people making these connections. But yeah, YSM be over there talking that smack about my Normans, so I'll be like, and then Kano Loco, my big
I
bro.
understand. You gotta stick with your folks. You gotta stick with who you stick with.
I try, yeah, I be trying not to be like that, Joe, but I
I'm
do.
like that. You know me. I'm a listener. I'm a damn Edward Vasquez fan. That's my guy. He did a really good interview the other day with Boxing Source too. Shout out to the Boxing
Boxing
Source.
scene. You
Not the
said
Boxing
boxing.
Source.
Oh, boxing
Yeah, on
source.
YouTube. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Who you got?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to check that out, Kano, because Justin Powell though he was sensational. You see his last fight on Pro Box?
Oh,
Oh
if
my
I do,
lord,
I didn't. You know what? No, that night my cousin had called and it was on, but I had to go back and watch. You talking about the very last
the card
last
was
week?
cool. Yeah, the very last one. The card was cool, but just watch the Justin Powell though performance. He was getting busy. That dude was clicking on all cylinders. Hell of a performance by Justin Powell though. That had to be the best performance I've seen from him yet. I always felt like Justin was good, but last week he really put it together.
I'm gonna
10,
have to
10,
go.
11, 11 to 4, 10 and 11, 11, 14.
Steph is
That's
clowning.
it.
He's
No,
clowning.
but listen, I, I understand where he's coming from. I understand where he's coming from.
I didn't know I thought she was the messenger. I didn't know who the. I just remember the first fight we saw her was the on the Tank undercard, and I was like, "Oh snap! They got a black cut woman." And I was mad because she wasn't putting no damn grease on Booth's face. I was like, man, she nice, but she needed to put some more oil on that boy's face. But he wasn't getting hit or nothing. But hey, I don't want to see nobody get cut up. Let that stuff slide off. Let me see. Paldo. Okay, so Kano, I know I thought he had another interview coming. I'm telling you, Kano has good interviews. TD does good interviews with these guys that we generally don't follow. If you guys don't know or don't go to their channel, you should.
Hmm.
It's definitely they. Kano be having some good damn interviews. I know he hate doing the shit, but who's the last guy
And
you
Mo
had?
City. Mo City has really good interviews too. He just had one with Ronald Sims.
Who does?
The Mo City Menace. He's from Houston. His channel is Behind the Hands TV, and he also has
Oh no,
a
behind.
lot of local events on there.
Okay, you gotta put maybe his link in the chat because I know behind the lens, yeah, but I haven't
Behind the
been
Hands
over.
TV, you probably seen him over at Just Dude's chat before or on his panel because he frequents there pretty often. But yeah, like his channel, you would love his channel, not just for the interviews, but also, like I said, he got a lot of fights on there too, and then quite a few guys that have made their way over to bigger platforms. He got them on there, kind of like in the embryonic stages of their pro career. Like, what's my man's name? Andreas Kasarakis, that trains with
Yeah, the name
the
sounds
Greek
familiar.
dude. He fights with Ronnie Shields. He just fought
Oh yeah,
Brandon
yeah.
Adams on
Cats
OTX.
on
Cat,
ATX. Oh, I love OTX. Yeah,
yo,
Scrapbook.
What's name had him on his channel against guys when he was like 3-0, 4-0, like very early in his career. Another guy, Ephraim Bowie, he just fought Scrappy Ramirez. The
Hey
first time I
man,
seen him was on Behind the Hands TV.
I gotta say, Scrapbook Boxing. This is one. If you guys are not subscribed to Scrapbook, if you guys are not subscribed to Scrapbook Boxing, I don't know what you're doing with your life. This man is like a walking history book in boxing. Um, Shout out to you. Thank you, Scrapbook, for coming through, and thank you for the kind words you've given me. And man, I just can't say enough. The encouragement that you've given me, I appreciate you. Y'all go to Scrapbook. Go to Scrapbook's page. Do yourself a favor. I mean, you'll never. I don't think you'll see nobody um, doing it like this. I know there's a couple of historians, boxing historians on here, but and he got a book coming out. So
A
shout out
book.
to you,
Oh, see,
Scrapbook.
now that's right on my alley.
Yeah, but
That's right on
just
my
to hear
alley.
him tell the stories and man, and his own personal experiences, and he relates to us as a people. Man, look, I appreciate you, Scrap, and I thank you for coming through and embracing me with your presence. I do. So,
That right there, that's something I can't wait for. So I just subscribe to you, Scrapbook, because when that book comes out, I need a copy of that. One of the best books I've read last summer was a boxing book. That Sport and Blood book by Carlos Acevedo. That was a sensational book.
what is that called again?
It's called Sport and Blood by Carlos Acevedo. And
Okay.
in this book, it's an anthology. It's got stories from like Battling Siki, Dempsey, Aaron Pryor, his story is like so
Oh
awesome.
wow, Aaron
Oh my
Pryor.
lord. Like his mother was a different type of lady. I could understand why this dude became the Hawk. Like his mother, she wouldn't just like utilize like corporal punishment, like just beat her kids. She would pull guns on her kids, pull pistols on her kids. This lady was like a different type of lady.
That's not what I like to hear, but
And all of his
I'm like,
siblings
wait a
have
minute,
like
what?
they got like these crazy horror stories, Like all of them have these crazy horror stories. Like all of
Trauma,
his siblings, it's ridiculous. Like
born
one
out of
one
trauma.
brother one brother ended up in prison. The sister got killed by her boyfriend. Um, Another brother became a transsexual prostitute. Aaron Pryor himself became
And
somewhat of a prostitute. He was like soliciting people for drugs. This is why while he was a professional boxer, it's crazy book. So and I got another book that I got to finish reading too called Cornerman, and they chronicle like Ray Arcel and Whitey Bimstein, Jack Blackburn, like all the great cornermen in boxing. Angelo Dundee. Angelo Dundee, I had so much respect for him when I read the story about that fight. I think it might have been Chuck Wepner. Correct me if I'm wrong, Scrabble. When he clipped Ali with that left hook, it was a small tear in Ali's glove. Angelo Dundee like made it bigger and brought it to the ref's attention. That way they could have extended time for Ali to get his legs right in the corner. It's just like all little crazy stuff like that they were doing. You know what I'm saying? He talked about Freddie Brown, like when he worked with uh, uh, Roberto Duran. So that one is a book. I gotta finish that. And I was telling you the other day I gotta buy that book with what's my man's name?
oh yeah, I remember.
Floyd Patterson. It's called Inside Boxing by
Yeah,
Floyd Patterson.
I remember you saying you wanted to. That's another book you needed to get because I think I sent you the link to the Stormy B Man and Scrap when they were cooking that night, right?
Yeah,
And
you
he
sent
was
me that
talking
link. I got
about
the
the
link.
book.
I
Yeah,
checked
that's
it
what
out.
you told me. Okay. So I'm like, I know I think I shared that. I'm pretty sure I shared that with you. Hey
You
Rod
did.
Neal. Henry
It was
Cooper.
Henry Cooper. There we go.
See, look, you know, you guys know I'm not savvy. I will go look these things up, but I know your brain. I know your brain. You and
You know the crazy thing?
Mike,
I'm not a
Michael Ray.
crazy history. I'm not like a crazy history buff. But the reason why I go back and I watch these things is because I just like to watch the styles. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? Like I can't tell you all the people that Henry Armstrong fought because sometimes I don't even watch him for the opponents. I just watch it for his
for
style,
his own
inside
style.
fighting. Yeah, for the inside fighting. Same thing
I'm
with like
selfish
George
like that
Benson.
too. Like I don't care maybe about the opponent so much as I want to see you. But no, yeah, I know you ain't history, but you're just you absorb a lot and you retain a lot and you share a lot. I appreciate that with you. Like I said, you and Mike are like gems to me. I'll be soaking up with y'all, soaked up and shit. Like, hey man, I appreciate you guys a lot.
No, likewise. You know what I'm saying? It's always good to be able to communicate with people who share the enthusiasm.
That's
And
what I.
just to be able to just like nerd out over it. Because we get enough of, just being on panels and we talking about the news and the rumors and this, that, and the
No,
third. So to just talk about strictly what's going on in the ring.
yeah, you already know
Like,
how I am. I
that's
don't
always exciting
like
to
it.
me.
I don't like news. I mean, that sounds messed up. I don't like the news, especially boxing news, because it's generally sensationalism. And
Yes.
you know me, if I could just watch some film, I'm happy. Like I said, I watched some last night to prepare for some of this stuff today, but it just takes you down so many other avenues. And I think about the stuff that you share with me. The I can't remember the correct name, but the cross that we were speaking of in
Oh
reference
yeah, yeah,
to.
yeah, 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 yeah.
I was trying to explain that
Likewise.
to my husband, right?
I was watching after you were telling me about the debate that you had. I'm not gonna say the debate, but the friendly discourse that you had about like Madrimov and
Virgil?
Murtazalia. Like I went back and I
Oh,
started watching both of those guys, and I wanted to just get a little bit more familiar. And then also, I say this, and I don't say this lightly. I mean it sincerely. Like it's very important for people to do the videos like you're doing with the French Connection, so we can become more familiar with these fighters from other places. And then
because
that's
look
one of
what
the
we're
things that
seeing
we
now.
really have to realize.
So, okay, my first French connection, I talked about a guy named Ingamasinge,
Hmm.
French black man. He's gonna be fighting Janabek here in a couple of months.
Okay.
So it's just to me, again, I like the American fighters and I follow them, but there's so much more going on in boxing. Like, why be stuck? Why be stuck
Boxing is big. It's
on
global,
drama?
but
Yeah, where I would like to tap into is, and I've been very hesitant though, the Asian market, because I do like Nakatani. Still don't care for Indoe, but I like all
Nakatani mad
this.
too. I
Huh?
love Junto. I said I love Junto.
Junto's a bad boy, and who is he about to fight?
You see, Turkey is saying that he's expressing interest. He wants to see Nakatani and Inoue.
I bet he do.
Now Inoue is good, but I got Nakatani in
It's
that fight.
something about Nakatani. Look, okay, I everybody forgive me if you like him in a way, but when I watch his fights and I watch some of them in the way he nicks people, sometimes I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like it's all dramatic. Sometimes, a lot of times, some of them is clearly like what he did to Scooter. Like some of it's clearly real, but Junto, like I just don't have no doubt. All doubts removed. I'll be like, this is a
I
bad
love the
right?
versatility. I love the versatility of Junto. Because
Yeah.
it's like he can fight long, he can fight on the inside.
And
He's
how
just
tall
very
is
versatile.
Junto?
I think he's about 5'8". But he fights like it though. He fights like it. And it's like if you can encroach and you can make it inside, he can fight there too, but he doesn't just give it up. He's not one of those guys like Fandora where they enjoy a height and reach advantage, but they just forfeit it and just brawl for the sake of brawling. Like Junto, you're
No.
gonna have to work. You gotta, like I always say, guys like a Junto Nakatani or even like a Larry Holmes, like where they can fight long. It's
Um,
like it's like a damn castle, but you got to get past the moat with the alligators in
with
it.
the alligators in it. Hey man, I'm not mad about that. Let me see. I know I just saw Junto's fighting somebody because I got a little bit excited, and I think it's supposed to be in Riyadh, even possibly. Um,
These people hit me with a what's the name, so I'm about to
oh, it's
hop in the chat.
another interesting little bit of information. Somebody hit you.
No, I'm saying they just hit me with a little what's the name. I just turned on my Uber Eats app. If there's money out there to get it, I need it. I need all the dollars I can get. I'm just a black man caught up in the mix, trying to make $1 out of 15 cents.
Oh my gosh.
I'ma hop up. I'ma hop up in the chat.
Okay.
So
I'm
they
gonna
can
get off of here shortly anyway. Fabio Wardley is eyeing a showdown against Kubrat Pulev, pushing him on course to vacate his British heavyweight title. 30-year-old Wardley scored big win against Fraser Clark. I think we all remember that. With the first round stoppage, he knocked the crap out of Fraser, and I thought maybe he like threw that man's jaw into the freaking into the seats. It was bad. So yeah, very interesting that he may, just in order to fight Pulev, he's gonna vacate his British heavyweight. Maybe that puts him on par to Pulev secured the WBA regular in December. We all know who got all the belts though, and who got one of them. So does that matter so much? I don't know. I can't find that thing on Junto. I've been on here for so long, my mouth is dry. My mouth is dry. I thank you all so much for coming through. I really appreciate the new subscribers. I appreciate the old subscribers. I appreciate you guys just listening. I appreciate you want to have a conversation, whether you're in the chat, if you decide to come up on the panel, and you guys are always welcome to come up on my panel because I love to have conversations. I love to learn. If you have something to share, I ain't never too big and I never know too much. I just love this sport like that. Thanks again, Scrapbook, for coming through. I really appreciate you and the kind words you've given me. Thank you, Michael Ray. Thank you, Aunt McQueen. You guys are my base as far as who I talk to about what I see and helping me understand what I see and navigate what I see, as well as my husband. He don't like to get in here and talk this boxing like that. He's kind of over it, but I appreciate you guys so much. Stormy B, man. I don't think he showed up today, but it's always good to pick people's brains like you guys. You inspire me. You give the little fire up under my feet, up under my butt. I'll be like, hey man, let me wake up and do my little chores and stuff. And then, you guys inspire me. I just appreciate you all. Steph Brown, thank you for coming in here and hanging with me, talking. All my sisters, I know I love my sisters so much because they too also tell me to continue to keep pushing. It's not like I really have bad days or anything like that, but it means a lot, you guys. Even if it's 8 of you guys in here, I appreciate you all, and I love you guys, man. Did I used to box? No, I was a dancer. Believe it or not, I'm more in the in the line of dancing as a kid and as a teenager. So no, but shoot, I did used to want to box. I can't even lie. I even wanted to put my son in boxing. I didn't. Nobody smacked me on my wrist for that, but no. And to be honest, I had a family who watched boxing, and growing up, being into dancing, I watched boxing with them, but I never studied it. I never really got into it. And then here I turned 40 and I fall head over heels in love with it. Whoever would have thought, my husband been watching it and I'll watch it with him and we talk about it. But it just took me being on my own, and I can't even remember what really spurned me. Just fall, like I said, just to fall the way I have. I have no idea, because I had even been in a few boxing channels talking boxing, and I never had any inkling just to be like, oh yeah, let me study this, let me actually understand the science of it. Man, I'm in this thing. It's crazy, it's weird. Probably Tay Jones too. Shout out to my little brother, because he he got my husband to get up and we went to some fights, and it's like it just changed me, you guys. I love it. I love, like I said, I love all you guys. Thank you, Kamara. I appreciate you. I appreciate your encouragement too. Um, I will see you guys around here in these chats. I know I just went live on the spur of the moment. That Dennis Berinchyk, I was gonna do a schedule a time to go live later, but that kind of pissed me off. Shout out to Keyshawn. May you put a whooping from the ancestors on Berinchyk's back and neck. Okay, that's how I feel. I don't like this dude now. I don't. I'm beefing with Berinchyk. Thank you guys. Many blessings to you all. Thank you for coming through and hanging out with me because I just been blathering. Shalom, you guys.